Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me for another episode of Digital Soul Presents. I'm honored to have this next brother on the show, multi-talented choreographer, dancer, artist, percussionist, background vocalist. He's done it all and performed with one of the most legendary artists in the world and one of the most legendary groups from that artist in the world, from the MPG. I'm honored to have on here my brother Damon Dickson on the scene. What's up, my brother?
What's up, bro? How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How you doing today?
I'm all right, man. I'm all right. It's a little hot here in Minnesota for some reason. Most of these people here can't stand that hot weather. You know, can't stand the heat. Get out the kitchen.
Yeah, right. I hear you, man. You know, for some reason, man, I met a lot of Purple alumni, and a lot, it's kind of 50-50, but for some reason, I always thought, seeing you on Facebook or Instagram, I always thought you were in California. So I never realized that you were still out in Minnesota. Yeah.
No, I've been here most of my life, man. Except for in my childhood years, we were going back and forth to Texas and then back up here. So I kind of was not an army brat or a military brat, but could kind of say that sort of fit my lifestyle because we was always up here for a year or two, go back to Texas for a year or two, then back up here, and then finally we moved and stayed here. So
Cool, cool. What part of Texas is it?
Lubbock,
Lubbock. Okay, okay.
Lubbock, Texas, home of the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. You still got people there too?
Oh yeah, man. I got family all over. All over.
Yeah.
I got some relatives out there in California too, but I don't get out there too much to see them and stuff. I had an uncle that lived out there, so I got a cousin, and her mom lived out there. And then when you hit Texas, as soon as I hit the state line, the
Okay.
relatives all over that joker, dude.
Yeah.
Like turn off the light, the roaches is coming out. A whole bunch of motherfuckers, Dixons and Newmans and
Yeah.
name it down there in Texas. So,
That's awesome, man.
yeah.
And how long have you been in Minnesota? You said you went there as a child. How young were you when you moved there?
Well, we moved here first when I was about I think I was 9 or 11.
Oh, okay, okay.
And, we've been back to Texas for about a year and a half, some 2 years, and then moved back up here. And then we stayed here for a little bit. I went through elementary, and as soon as junior high started, we moved back. And then so I was in seventh grade here, went back to Texas in eighth grade, played ball down there, and then we came back up here in '75, and then from '75 on, I stayed. So,
Oh, okay, okay. So you guys
so
kind of,
kind of getting around.
yeah. And then finally stayed put in Minnesota, correct?
Well, then I had no choice. I didn't have the money to be moving back.
Yeah.
So,
Talk,
my dad brought us up here, so.
talk a little bit about growing up in Minnesota, because before I actually started visiting Minnesota, you didn't hear about too many black people in Minnesota.
And that's the thing. Everybody always says that. The percentage is low.
Yeah.
I can't get my finger on like the exact percentage, but at one point it was like 2 to 5% black here.
Man, that's crazy.
Most of it was in North Minneapolis, North
Yeah.
Minneapolis and some parts of St. Paul and over south. So growing up here was cool, man. I mean, the winters took some getting used to.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Coming from being from Texas and then coming to some place where it's all this white stuff, it's like, what the heck is that?
What in the world is this?
What is that? I'm like, I don't know what that is. So growing up in that was a different thing. And school wise, I mean, the schools are great. I mean, they say Minnesota is one of the best places to raise kids to go to school, and that's
Yeah.
there's a lot of good schools here and that stuff. And as time went on, it's got more diverse toward the suburbs and other places. But for the most part, I mean, growing up in North Minneapolis, there was some times you couldn't go in certain areas. It's like,
Yeah.
don't you bring your boy? Don't you come over here Northeast now?
Yeah.
Northeast is a white neighborhood. Don't come over here. So, go over to Northeast, you better be in the daytime because when it starts getting dark, you better get back across that
Right.
bridge.
Right.
So it was quite interesting. We had, like any other places, there was racism in certain areas, but not a lot. Not where it's crazy. And I didn't experience it much here because, hell, I didn't go to areas I didn't belong in.
Yeah, yeah,
As opposed to like Texas. I mean, growing up in Texas, white folks didn't, they didn't like not let you know
yeah,
I mean, you knew by the way you walk in a room and they say, "Hey, boy, what you doing in here?"
yeah,
You
yeah,
knew. So the respect thing was, you're like, "Yes, sir. I'm going to get my butt on out of here."
yeah. Just
You know,
keep it pushing. Huh?
yeah. And here, it was a little
Yeah,
different. I mean, they smile in your face, but they ain't like
yeah,
you. You
yeah,
know, so it's a different in growing up here as opposed to Texas when it comes to how the lifestyle was and that stuff. So growing up here, I was cool. I mean, I went to high school, played sports. I was athletic.
yeah,
Played basketball, football, baseball, track, tennis, volleyball, anything I can get my hands on because I was an athlete. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Back when I was coming up, I was considered one of them guys that was playing all different sports. I was supposed to be one of them dudes like Deion Sanders and Bo Jackson.
Oh wow,
I
wow,
was supposed to be that kind of player, but
wow.
things happen and changed the course of my life with having a kid in school, and it changed everything. So
Yeah,
give
absolutely.
them opportunities. Now
Yeah.
these brothers can have 4 or 5 kids in high school and still make it to the NBA. So
Yeah, it's different now.
it's different now, man. It's a way different ball game. So
Yeah. So you talk about sports, being like one of the prime things in your teenage years. When did dancing kind of fit in there?
I've been dancing all my life too. You
Okay.
know, from the time I was a little kid, man, I used to go to the family reunion. We had a family reunion every year in Texas, Clarksville, Texas, which is predominantly was a lot of Dixons down there. So one of my uncles kind of ran the city down there. So
Wow.
um, go down there and the family reunion, all the old cats, the old dads and uncles and, older relatives, they want to get the kids to come dance.
Yeah.
I was that one kid that didn't mind dancing because I love dancing. And so whenever they called on, everybody was getting their little tipsy on, and
Yeah.
my dad and them had them what they called it Dixon Brothers, but it was Christian Brothers Brandy. And they always sit around drinking a Christian Brothers,
Right.
they ham beer.
Yeah.
You know,
Sipping
oh,
the
hey,
yak.
hey, kids, come on, tell them, come on in here and dance for us. So yeah, of course, I'd be like, all right, I'm on my way in and tell my cousins, I'm like, come on, man, they want us to come dance. I'm nosy. I want to be what they doing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
my cousin, they're like, oh, man, I ain't going in there, man. They don't look. Me, I'm like, yeah, all right, let's go. So I get in, they put on some music, little James Brown or Sly or
Yeah.
whoever. And who was the one dancing? Yeah, let Day Day dance. They call me Day Day. My nickname is Day Day. So I get
Yeah.
the grooving and they be throwing money. I was like, oh, okay, $2. So I would get the money, go with my cousins, go to the store, get a little candy and all that stuff. And they'd be like, man, they gave you a lot of money. I said, yeah, y'all could have had some too.
I know, right?
They brought everybody in there and dance. So
Mm.
that's where it stemmed from for me. And then, growing up, I watched a lot of Soul Train and Don Cornelius and American Bandstand. And, anytime somebody, was on them shows, I'd be watching.
Yeah.
So it was always one of them things. Dance was a part of my, my agenda. It was like dance, basketball, football, baseball, sports stuff. That was who I was. So,
Yeah. So you were keeping up basically with all the new dances that were coming around at the
oh man,
time.
oh
Yeah.
man, yeah, man. Four corners, all the good old stuff.
Yeah.
Back when Five came out, I was mimicking Mike.
Wow. That's
James
crazy.
Brown was like that was who I actually did a lot of dance stuff behind. It's like I saw James Brown and I was like, oh my God, this dude was like, and all the little, he was,
Yeah.
I'd be right in front of the TV.
Yeah.
What you do right there. It's just what it was, and I got an opportunity to go see him when he came here to Minnesota
Mm.
at the Orchestra Hall, Minneapolis Orchestra Hall. And, you know, being a kid, I think I must have been, I don't know, 11.
Wow.
And I'm
So
like looking at him, like watching the show, and this dude's like getting it on. And I'm like, oh my. So I'm standing in the aisle right in front of my parents, and I'm doing all the little dance, and they, and
Man.
I just that was like a highlight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's like, okay, I can do this dance stuff. But there really wasn't no avenue for that here in Minnesota. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So, it just stuck with me, and I was just always a dancer around the house, and my mom would always grab me in two step and all that kind of stuff. So, you know,
That's awesome, man.
yeah.
I know you had a group. Uh, Talk a little bit about To Be Rude back in the day.
To be rude. Yeah.
Talk a
Well,
little bit about that for me.
man, that's like how you even know? Yeah, to be rude. Okay, all right. So you did a little research on my history.
I've been watching.
Okay. So To Be Rude was a group formed with me and Tony Mosley.
Cool, cool.
Um, when we started, it was we both lived in the same complex in North Minneapolis, a place called the Cecil Newman, and we ran across each other through high school. And uh, the way To Be Rude came about was he came to me one day. We was talking about going down the First Avenue, checking out the little dance contests and stuff. They had a great pretenders. What they called it was great pretenders night.
Oh,
And
okay.
usually they had like a dance contest, or you could come down there and be lip sync to your favorite artists and that kind of stuff. And quite a few people got in that thing. So we went down one night and watched a little contest. And then upon us leaving, excuse me, upon us leaving, we were with, three other guys and stuff, and they was all like, man, that stuff was cool, man. And, Tone asked me, he's like, hey, man, you want to get in that contest? And I'm like, I don't mind. He said, I know you can dance because, in North Minneapolis, we used to go to this park, North Common Park. They used to have a disco down there all the time,
Yeah.
and so that was one of the other things everybody knew each other from, was going to North Common and being at this park and getting ready to be a part of the whole dance scene.
Hmm.
So I said, yeah, well, let's check it out or whatever, So we wind up putting together a dance routine, and you know we didn't really know what name we wanted to use, and so I think Tone came up with this name, To Be Rude.
And it was just the two of you at this point, right?
There was just two of us.
Just the two. Okay.
Yeah, so it was the letter two, the letter, or the number two, the letter B,
Right.
and then Rude with a tongue at the U. You know what I mean? So we wind up getting in that contest. I can't even remember the first song we did, but we won the first contest.
Nice.
And kind of flipped people out because we did this two-man row. And it was kind of weird, seeing two brothers. We both like 6'2", 6'3", seeing two big brothers rolling across the floor. And we wind up winning that contest. And then, so we were like, dang, man, we can go down here and win this because they pay you. And so we won the contest like, I think 2 or 3 times. And then the last time we got ready to win one, we ran into Kirk and his group, group called V Train.
Okay.
And they winded up beating us, all on the same night of telling us about, Purple Rain was getting ready to be filmed, the new artists were going to be in town, and guys could win a chance to be a part of this.
So this was right at the same time.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we were like, oh, okay. So, we didn't win that contest, that one. And then they told us we had an opportunity to be in the movie. So upon being a part of that, we found out that we were going to be in this movie. We were like excited about the stuff. You know what I'm saying? It was like, cool, we get a chance to be in this movie and stuff. So we go and talk to the people at this agency, but then they're going to tell us that we're not exactly going to be in the movie. We're going to get able to pick people to be on the set. And we're like, what? And he's like, yeah, you guys going to be Wranglers. Well, right away, we like, fucking Wranglers. The hell are y'all talking about? We trying to be dancing. And so we wind up going down there, still being a part of the movie. And at that point, it was, Kirk's group was down there, our group was down there, and there was another guy that was actually in the movie with us. He passed away a few years ago here now, but brother named Nature Boy called himself Nature Boy. And we were all in this movie, so move forward on how we got into Purple Rain. We're dancing in the bathroom, and
At First Avenue.
Yeah, at First Avenue. Doing one of the downtime when we're filming Purple Rain, and he walks in and he sees us dancing, and he just kind of stood there. We're just kind of like, okay. So as soon as dude walked away, him and his bodyguard chick at the time, I looked back and he's out. And I was like, okay. So I walk out the bathroom while everybody's still dancing. I look down the little stairs and trying to see where he was going. And he stops this white guy. And he tells the guy, like, then he's talking to him, and he points up, and I'm standing there, and I looked over the rail, and as soon as he pointed up, I was like, oh, shit.
It's over with now.
Yeah, I'm thinking, bro, like, I'm done, dude. So, Tony, I go back up. They're calling for everybody to get on the set. Everybody's running down to get in this scene, and here comes this dude, and he's like, "Hey, are you one of the dudes that was dancing in the bathroom?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay, so the kid wants to know if you guys do something." I said, "The kid?" He said, "Yeah, Prince, the kid for the movie." I was like, "Oh yeah." He goes, "Well, he want to know if you guys do something for him in the movie." I was like, "Yeah, cool." He said, "Well, I'm gonna go get the cassette tape, and I'll be back in a minute." He said you would know who the other guys were. I was like, "Yeah, I got you." And he left. So I see Tony coming out, and I'm going, "Hey, Tony," for my guy. I'm like, "Hey, man." So then this dude just came up and said, "We're gonna be a part of this movie." And he's like, "Man, I got it here, nigga. I'm gonna get out here and get one of these scenes." Spoken like a true brother.
He gonna go get it.
Like, for real, dude, seriously, we ready to be in this scene. He's like, "Yeah, well, when he get back up here, let me know. I'm getting ready to get in this scene." So I was like, "All right, man, whatever."
Yeah.
So he goes and gets in the scene. Dude brings me the cassette tape, and when Tone came back, I was like, "Yo, man, here's the tape." And he's like, "You serious?" I'm like, "Dude, yeah." He's like,
"Wow,
want us to come do this." And then, so we get ready to leave, and we see dude. He said, "So I'll see you guys in the morning." Well, it's like 11:30 at night, 12 o'clock. And we had to be back at 5 in the morning.
So yeah, from between 11 and 5 to practice. You said it was 7 songs?
There were 7 songs, 7 routines.
And there was the cuts that was on Purple Rain?
So all the stuff that was on Purple Rain, Computer Blue, The Bird, all these different songs.
Wow. So you had a tape of this shit before it was on the record then, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
The cassette was for whatever was on there. So
that's crazy.
And he said, well, he just wanted to. I said, no, he said there was 5 of us dancing. So at this point, Kirk had 3 guys in his group. It was him, a brother named Pat, and a brother named Scott. Then it was me and Tony, and then there was a guy named Kevin, Nature Boy. So we was like, okay, so we got to figure out, which 5 he's talking about. Well, didn't take long because one of the guys that was with Kirk was like in college, and he was like, "Oh man, I'm not going to drive to college to do this stuff, and whatever."
Yeah.
Wind up being me, Tony, brother named Scott, Everett, and Kirk.
Okay.
So it was 5 of us on the balcony.
Okay.
And so we went over to Tony's mother's house, who was living in a 2-bedroom apartment. And we were in her living room piecing together these routines.
Wow.
Mom was like, "Boy, don't y'all be tearing up my house." His mom was like amazing, man. She was so cool.
That's hella cool.
And so we dancing in her living room and putting together these routines for the movie, Funny thing was the tape broke, and we had to go do that old school fix.
with the pencil.
Give me a pencil. Give me a screwdriver so we can unscrew this joker.
Oh man.
Where it broke at, and then anything before that we couldn't go back to because the tape, you know what I mean? Because it was broke. So we started from where we left off, but we finished the routines and got a chance to go down. And next morning, we were called in to the Times dressing room where Princeton were. They wanted to see what we had, so that's how we got in. So.
Wow. Now, did you guys know? Because I know that there's a little bit of footage of you guys doing, I think Jungle Love and a couple of the time songs. You can see you guys on the balcony. Did you guys? Yeah.
Oh yeah. We actually was all through it, but they told us, when it was time for the premiere. That was the other funny thing, is when we went out to LA and we were gonna be a part of all that stuff. He told us that, "Hey man, we wasn't making a breakdance movie, so we had to cut y'all out."
Oh, okay. Right.
Oh, okay. Oh, and y'all can't go to the premiere because we don't have enough tickets for y'all.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
But it was all good because he brought us out because we were lip syncing a song at the time, Erotic City.
Before the movie?
Hmm.
That's a coincidence. Wow.
So he wanted us to come out, and we were gonna do this lip sync thing. It was the five of us and some girl that he knew that he brought in, and we were lip syncing this song.
Wow. Wow. Who was doing Prince's part on that song?
Well, we all was singing. It was like we all lip synced all the lyrics.
You were singing and you okay, gotcha.
So it wasn't just one person, but the funny
Okay.
thing, all of them people thought it was us.
Okay.
They kept going. These are celebrities. These are celebrities at this thing. You know what I mean? It was some of everybody there. I'm thinking
Wow.
to myself, y'all don't know that we was lip syncing. We did that good of a job.
So they thought the song was you guys.
Exactly. So when that coming out, man, when y'all coming out with that, we like, so you got to talk to Prince. So yeah,
Wow.
that's how we got in Purple Rain, and the whole situation went from there, man. We just kind of stayed busy after that, because people saw us as the Purple Rain dancers.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we kept it moving.
Yeah. And what other projects did you guys do in between that time? I know it was actually a few years before you guys actually entered into the MPG. So there's a gap there. You guys were still doing things around Minneapolis?
Yeah, from '84, from the time Purple Rain came out until like '88, '89 or so, we just did a bunch of dance shows around the city. People would call us and ask us to come. Like we did a nightclub gig for somebody on a New Year's Eve. They had us come in and dance and just go around the club dancing and that kind of stuff. And um, you know, just kind of kept doing that. We had got hired to do dance like at different little events around the city. Um, and then I think the at some point we were we kept hoping that they would call us. So, while they were going out on Purple Rain, he had us come out to rehearsal. Then he would come with the psych, can't take you guys. Like, oh, okay. The next time they got ready to do the next tour was after Sheila and them got in the band.
Mm.
Still around, and he'd have us come out and do a little video or do something, and then he'd have us sitting around, and we thinking we're getting ready to do something then. Like,
Is that right?
yeah.
Wow.
We thought we were getting ready to go again, and then it was like psych. We didn't get a chance to go. Then we sitting and we see, I don't know if it was a video or something we saw, and he had Jerome and Wally and Brooks on stage.
Mm.
We went, must be us. And yeah, I think that was a funny one because when we saw that from a place called Nankin, it was like a Chinese restaurant, dude. And we went down there and had it was a drink called Wonders Punch. That drink was about this big.
Yeah.
It was huge. And we went down and had a couple of those and was like talking mess. Man, this brother's trying to take out y'all. We're supposed to be on the road too. But it was cool. We knew Jerome because we went to high school with him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome.
But it was that was one of them things that was an eye opener. And then we started talking about what do we need to do to change what we're doing. We need to go from the dance and bring a different element. And that's when we started talking about band stuff. And Kirk was a drummer. And Tony played a little bit of guitar. And I was just more the entertainer of this.
Yeah.
Just, you show me, I'm gonna learn it. Um, and so we started putting together a band. And
Okay. Okay.
we after dancing so many, so we had dance shows we were doing, and then we do the band thing. So the band was called MPLS at the time.
Okay.
Is what we called it. MPLS split featuring Split Level. Right. So
Right.
we did that for a little bit, and then we did a show for KMOJ radio station, a Christmas show.
Okay.
And Prince came down to that, and we came out, and I mean we came out smoking. I have this stuff. I posted some on my page before one of the shows we did for that, and
And this is all original material, right?
all the original.
Nice.
We were doing original stuff, and we did a couple of like top 40,
Yeah.
top 30 stuff, from Bobby Brown
Yeah.
and stuff. So, but we did do a lot of original stuff on that show. And then Prince came
Nice.
down, and I think he came down with Robin Powers. And we're doing the show, and he comes up on the side of the stage while we're doing this show, and he's like, "Come here, man!" And we're like, "Hey, we doing a show. We can't just come off the stage." He sends her up on stage, and I got this footage of her coming up on stage and trying to disrupt what we were doing. I think he was doing it to test to see what we would do.
Mm,
And we just
mm.
let her come up there, do her thing, and then when she got done, we like kicked her off the stage and went right back to what we were doing.
Yeah.
The show moving. And then when we finished, it was like, "Hey, you guys come out to Paisley and blah blah blah." We was like, "Okay, man, like y'all didn't tell me y'all perform and y'all do it." Like, you never asked, dude. We've been doing videos for you. We've had been doing little spot, little club. Have us come out there and dance at your little parties and all that. You never asked us to
Yeah.
do anything else we did. So after that is when we started, going out there, and we sat around, and I think that was like '89, and he was talking about Graffiti Bridge and all that stuff was coming up. And we were sitting out there, man, for the longest, you know, uh, waiting to see. And at that time, we were still booked to do other shows,
Hmm.
as the group. So, um, not just as the band. And then when we were all getting in, it was like Kirk signed to get in the band first. They had made him a DJ.
Oh, okay.
You ain't no DJ. It was supposed to be a guy named Cowboy, who
Okay.
local DJ here, who was supposed to actually have that role. And then he didn't. Something happened where he didn't make it, so Kirk wound up being asked to play the DJ role. And then we were out there again, and I'm sitting there when nothing ever happened, and nobody ever talked to us. And then Kirk came to rehearsal for our band stuff. It was like, "Yeah, man, I signed. They wanted me to play the DJ." And we was looking at me like, "What you doing? What?
Wow.
You're a DJ?" Like, so how did that happen? And then so we wind up going back out there, and then after sitting that day, I was like, "Man, I had 3 jobs at the time." I'm like, "Dude, I can't keep missing work.
Yeah.
I got 3 jobs, nigga, and I got a little nigga at home I gotta take care of."
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we winded up everybody signed individual. You know what I mean? It was like he brought, and then Tony signed, and then the next day I didn't go out there that day, and Tony was like, "Man, where were you at, man?" And he asked, and I said, "Man, I got 3 jobs, nigga. I'm trying to
Yeah.
work. I can't be missing, getting paid." And he's like, "Well, they was asking," and I'm like, "Okay, whatever." So then I get a phone call from Craig Rice, who at the time was helping Prince with all this stuff. And
Hmm.
he's like, "Where were you at yesterday?" I was like, "I was at work." He's like, "Well, he was asking about you." And I said, "Well, tell the brother I was at work, man. I don't know what he's trying to do."
Yeah.
And he said, "Well, can you be out there tonight?" I'm like, "Yeah, what time we talking?" He said, "Well, rehearsal was at 1." And I'm like, "Okay." So it's like 1 in the afternoon to like 7 in the evening.
Hmm.
All right. So I go out there right at 1. We're sitting around and sitting around, and ain't nobody talking to me. I'm like, "Yo, dude, I got to be at work in a little bit." And then Craig called me in his office and sit down and went over this contract stuff with me, what your purpose was. And I was like, "Okay, man." I said, "So when is all this happening? Because I still got to go to work." And he's like,
Hmm.
"I'm just telling you, if you sign this contract, this is your job." I'm like, "Okay, what that means?" Because at that time, I didn't really know what a contract was. I know what working a regular job meant.
Right. Right. Right.
Telling you on a contract, I'm like, "Contract? Tough."
And he wanted to sign you on as dancer, or
Yeah,
okay.
as a dancer.
And this was right at the apex of Graffiti Bridge.
As the
Okay.
Yeah, so we winded up getting signed for that, and then everything started coming up after that. It was like, so you guys gonna be a part of the movie, you're gonna be this and this and that. It's like, oh, okay. So we had to let them know that we had signed some contracts to do our little band thing in a couple shows, and we still had
Yeah.
going on. And we couldn't just skip out on the contract. And they were fine with that. They let us go ahead and do them. And so we flew out and did whatever show we had to do, and then get back in time enough to, for shooting for the Graffiti Bridge and stuff. So, you know, brothers was playing the pipe. We had them long ponytails with them funny hairstyles.
Yeah,
When I
yeah.
doing our show as well as getting ready for their thing. So
Yeah, it's
that's
amazing.
how it all got started, man.
Yeah. So what was that like being on the set of Graffiti Bridge? And that was the first after being signed, right? The first project you
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
start to work
Well,
on.
you kind of had a taste of it in Purple Rain, because we had to be in our spots when it was time for the filming.
Yeah.
So you kind of had a taste of what it was like,
Yeah.
what was going to happen. But this was more. You had to be there every day. You had to go through wardrobe and hair and all this makeup and other stuff that they were talking about. And, all the other parts of it and that stuff. And we were creating. We created most of the dance stuff for what we were doing on the band.
What was what was like a time frame for you guys, you and Kirk and Tony, for you guys to get a routine together and then execute it on stage with Prince?
It became easy for us because we were doing dance routines from '84 up till then. Our
Okay.
own dance stuff,
Yeah.
our own choreographed stuff. So it just took us to give us the song, let us
Yeah.
check
And you guys would kind of just figure it out. Yeah.
and we put together that step. Man, it don't take it didn't take much because each one of us would just throw a move in and be like, oh, that's cool, that's cool. That's oh man, let's do this right here, and then
Yeah.
do it, we be them pieced together, the routine, and then we just be. It's about keeping it going, repetition, and keep it going, so you get it honed to perfect to what it need to be done for the show. There was a lot of stuff when we did. Kevin Campbell came to us and wanted us to do something behind him. We didn't have a routine for that. We were like,
Yeah.
oh, what? He said, man, you better go talk to Prince, man, because we ain't supposed to be, And so he said Prince told him it was okay to have us dance behind him, and we put together his little thing, which was simple,
Yeah.
you know. So it didn't take us long. I mean, for us to put together a routine, honestly, it would take us 10 minutes.
Nice.
It'd take us 10 minutes. We just piece each move that we were thinking of, and then we start working on doing it over and over and over until we got it to where we wanted
Nice. Nice.
it. I mean, if we could put together 7 routines in a night,
Right.
from 11 to 12 at night till 5 in the morning, and quit at 3 because everybody had to go home and dress, take shower, and back
Hmm.
down there. Yeah, I mean, dance routines should never be hard. They should,
Hmm.
dance routines are never supposed to be that hard for you to dance. Like, pick it up. If you know how to dance, you just piece together steps.
Yeah.
Dance routines should never be hard for anybody to try to learn. I mean, you got the complicated guys that really throw down stuff. So,
Hmm.
and all dance routines are different when it comes to how you want to piece it together, what you're doing, and how many of what moves you're doing. And I watch a lot of dance all the time. I watch a lot of dancers all the time. When I'm watching stuff on TikTok or Instagram or anything I'm watching, if I see dance stuff, I'll stop and watch it. And the kids now they're so much different than what we were when we was coming up.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, I was going to ask, do you see anything now that kids are doing that you see some of the things that you did? Like, oh, okay, I remember we used to do that 30
Right.
years ago.
So for me, dance evolves. You're always gonna see something that you see
Yeah,
come now.
absolutely. But with a different twist on it.
New. Now that's not really new. You just put some spin on it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's basically what they are. Now, there's a
Mm.
lot of stuff I see out there that's being done that some of these kids doing. Like, have you heard of the Les twins?
No, I don't think I have.
Oh my God. Dude, Google these dudes. The Les twins. These boys,
How do you spell that?
Les, L-E-S, twins.
Just one S?
Yep.
Elliot, last 20. Yeah, I'm gonna look them up, man. I'm gonna check that
Oh
out.
man. Now,
Okay.
you want to talk about dancing? And there's another little cat that used to be on So You Think You Can Dance, a little short dude. I don't know, for some reason I dig what he does.
Okay.
But now he's posted stuff, look like he's into martial arts stuff, and he's doing a lot of that. But there's some bad kids out here. I mean, doing some things I'm like, now see, I never thought to do that.
Yeah.
And the Les twins, they're so flexible in the way they move. And I'm like, man, these dudes are off the hook. Like, dude, I'm like, have any bones in your body? Like literally, dude. Like, dude did this thing and had his arm back here, and then one of them was way back in the hell. Like, how the hell is he doing that?
Yeah.
You
Just
know?
real agile.
Oh, real man. Like, flexibility.
Man.
I'm always gonna look at dance because that's dear to me. Dance has always been that. You know what I mean? So I watch a lot of dance stuff anytime I see dance on any social media, I stop and watch it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's your heart. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or new young acts that's playing music.
Mm-hmm.
There's a group that played at the celebration this year, a young group, man. And I'm trying to think of the name of their. I forget you the name of this group, but
Okay.
they're off the hook, man.
Okay.
I mean, and you talk about like to be talented, and it's a family, sisters and brothers, like a real family, like they're siblings.
That sounds really familiar.
New, oh my God, they call it new something. Anyway, I'll tell you the name when I run across it again.
Okay.
These dudes, man, the young group, man, they're actually teenagers. I think one or two of them might be 20, 21.
Okay.
And they played at the celebration this year. Absolutely love what they
Off the chain. Yeah.
They played some Prince stuff, dude, and I mean like literally
Wow.
like lit it up. And I was like, you see, that's what I'm talking about. That's what Prince does for if he's inspiring that,
Yeah.
that's what y'all should be having out here. So I was saying this to this dude, Londale McMillan. I'm like, he asked, he's like, well, what do y'all think about the shots? Dude, here's what the deal is. Them young kids is what y'all supposed to be bringing out here to perform.
Mm-hmm.
You got all these guys, and I don't, I don't hate on anybody that's band wise, all that stuff, man. Some of these cats need to know that, because you had a name, because you were out there in that life, you say you want to give back to what Prince gave you, but you won't make the time to do that, or your egos get in the way of, what you should be doing.
Yeah, you're half stepping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind doing stuff or even going to mentor young kids if that's what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not really asked that kind of stuff because people don't.
Yeah.
That way. But there's a lot of music that went through Paisley. There's a lot of musicians that went through Paisley. There's a lot of talent. Everything from producers to musicians.
Yeah, for sure.
Been through that joint, and for it to be where it is right now, it's just kind of like it makes you like wonder. It's like, why were you doing it in the first place if you didn't have a love for it?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them claim they have a love for it, but then they don't show that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just my opinion, from what I see. And so some of them that are out there, it's like, I've been around some of these guys, and I watch, and I know they're great, absolutely amazing, entertainers, musicians, singers, you name it, So for me, it's like, to see these young kids come out and they put on the show they did, it's like, how come we couldn't come together and do that?
Yeah. Yeah. But it's bittersweet because, like you said, you're seeing these young cats really putting it down and doing what the masters have taught us to do. Executing it.
It's like he gave you that platform, so use it in some way.
Yeah.
And not just for benefiting you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. When did the name the Game Boys actually come to fruition?
That came up in the nude tour.
I'm sorry, where?
In the nude tour.
On the nude. Okay, so it was in '90.
Nude tour.
Okay. And that was the first initial tour that you guys were kicked out to the wolves.
I had no clue. Like at first we heard Game Boy, and I'm going, that's a dang video game. The Game Boys was okay. I'm not sure what that means, but the Game Boys, okay. The Game Boys was a name he threw out there, and then he also called us TDK. at some point in the show, we was doing this tambourine thing. And
Yeah,
hey, come down to that.
yeah,
Um, but Game Boy came across doing the nude tour.
yeah. That was one of the strongest tours of the '90s, especially because of his previous tours. Hence the word nude for all the watchers out there. Uh, we all know Prince for many years, even up until his passing. He's put on some extraordinary shows, from big to small, private, intimate, however you want to name it. But nude tour, meaning at that time it was stripped down uh,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
the
There wasn't
basics.
really a
That's
lot on stage. He had this big, you know, love symbol thing that was
yeah,
had lights on it, and there was nothing on the stage except us,
yeah,
man, and me, and us and him. That's it. There was
yeah,
no props. There was no, so we straight up had to work.
yeah, yeah. Y'all was killing it too.
Everything. We was on stage with him most of the time, so we danced. I mean, I showed when we first started, it was like an hour and a half, hour 40 minutes, and then as time went on, that just went to 2 hours easily.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I mean? It was like, and plus you were learning songs that may not even got on the tour. You know what I mean? So um, the new tour was raw, like
yeah,
raw, stripped down. We gonna get dancing, sweat, funky, do this thing. You
yeah,
know what I mean? So it was definitely a lot of work. And the band, you have to commend them guys. So they had to learn, a gang of songs, even if it wasn't going to be used right then, but be on that. Okay, we're changing this tonight to this. And they had to be ready for it as well as we did dance wise.
right, right.
Throw something out there, we're like, oh, what are we doing this? And that was the thing. We wanted to make sure that we were on point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It was a lot of work. Them times that nude tour, a lot of work. A lot of work went into them jokers, Jack.
I
I
can
said, Irish
imagine.
on these legs.
Did you guys ever like know what you were getting into as far as when you first started going, you go on that tour, like, okay, Prince is, every album Prince made and every tour that he did, he changed. The look changed, the concept changed, up until Graffiti Bridge, of course. He never really had dancers in the show. He had Cat, here and there with a one person or one girl, but he never had a trio of gentlemen dancing. So when you
Well,
guys are going,
he did have Wally Brooks and Jerome,
yeah, but
dancing
that,
for
but
the
that,
sign of the time.
yeah, but that's a little different. That's a little. You guys came out there and just did some shit like you talking about the kids, but you three were pretty agile, on them tours, man. You guys were doing some stuff like, and then like, I mean, and then incorporating Prince, because there's many performances where you had him as a fourth person coming in and doing the things. Which, so how was that including him into the routines?
Oh my God, he wanted to join in stuff when he saw some of the stuff we were doing. He's like, I want to do that. I want to do that. And we're like, bruh, how much energy we doing back here? It's like you gotta sing. But if you want to come back and get in, come on, get some. I mean,
Yeah,
but he was good at seeing it, and then if you show him, he picked it up.
man.
And we were, I mean, it wasn't hard because once he saw it and he
Yeah.
went through it with us, and we're giving him time, he picked it up. Like I said, we didn't do stuff that was too hard for anybody to learn.
Hmm.
When it was just us, we'd be going head in. I mean, you know, but then there was stuff that he wanted to learn, so we had to show him, what it was. So he would come in if we were doing a rehearsal, and we're working on dance stuff. He'd do the dance stuff with us, take time to learn what it is he had to do, and he's figuring it out. Now, mind you, as we're doing routines, he's always got a camera going somewhere to watch what we're doing.
Hmm.
So we knew that we're doing the routine. If he's saying he wanted to watch, he's been watching already. He's already done seen this routine and he's been watching it on his own somewhere,
Yeah. Yeah.
because he had a camera in the rehearsal space.
Hmm.
So no matter what you was doing, you could sit here and play like you didn't know for real. He had a camera, so he knew what we were doing, and if he
Yeah.
something he wanted to do. So when we started getting into, you know, some of the stuff on the nude tour, we noticed that he was trying to jump in on certain stuff. He was just like, it's like certain moves and stuff. He'd be right in there with it. You know what I mean? So I remember one day we were putting together a routine, and he said, he came in and he said, "What you guys doing here?" And we're like, "Oh, we're doing this and that." He said, "Okay, can we go to the left instead of that way?" Like, "No, dude, this is the way we. Hold up, now we can't tell you how to sing." But it was, just give into it and like show him what it is, and there was time he wanted to change that one move because he didn't want to go a certain direction. Okay, dude, at that point, if we're going to go that way, you can spin out to the mic. You can spin out to the mic and hit your thing. You're good at that point, bro. So, but he was good at picking up stuff.
Yeah.
He was good at picking up the routines. And if you look back at the Diamond and Pearl, how tight some of the dance stuff when we did Arsenio Hall, that brother was on point.
I have to say that I was up that night when that show aired. I still watch that every now and then on YouTube, and when I see a clip of it, I almost cannot watch a clip. I have to watch that show in its entirety because the whole damn set was funky.
Yeah, I mean, he was so hyper. It's like jumping off of stuff, and we'd be like, "Dude, man!" And we opened up the one pipe, Daddy Pop, and him and Kirk came out and bounced off his trampolines and jumped out of there. I was going, "Okay, dude, I'm glad you're doing it with him." He did the splits off of bounce, and you had to split with him, but Kirk was like the shortest of us three.
Yeah.
He was close to it, so they could do that stuff. I'm like, man, I'm glad we didn't have to do that, Joker, because 6'4" trying to go down to a split. That's a long way down and up.
Yeah, and my man was doing that in heels.
In heels.
He was working it. Yeah.
I mean, everything, yeah. So, again, he was just a perfectionist, and if he wanted to learn it, he'd learn it. He's gonna watch the tape, he's gonna watch the rehearsal, he's gonna be paying attention to what we're doing, and be like, "Oh, do that, do that." I mean, the Ride Divine, we did this thing called the Ride Divine. Me, Tony, and Kirk had this move where I did a handstand on the Tony's shoulders, and my legs would come over, and then Kirk would grip the rugs in the front, and then we'd spin around in a circle. Well, Prince wanted to do it. And we like, "Really, dude?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm thinking to myself, okay, so the weight evened out with me and Kirk, with the balance thing and Tony in the middle holding it. The weight, because we all big dudes, this dude gets on, dude, and I felt like my legs were doing this with this brother. I was like, "What the heck?" And Tony was spinning me around like, "Yo, dude, don't let go." Let go, and I'm flying backwards. And yeah, it was.
Oh man!
One of the scary moments when we started going around in a circle, and he was kicking his legs, and it was, it felt so light, and I'm like, my legs is like, dude, let go, and it's gonna be on.
It's
live.
over.
Yeah, it's over. Yeah. So,
oh man.
But he always wanted to jump in and do something with us, man. And we didn't say anything like, "Okay, if you want to try it, whatever."
Yeah.
But don't do it if you get hurt.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna take but one time.
One time, so. But he loved to get into the dance stuff with us, man. It was always, we did a lot of routines together and stuff. So
yeah, that's awesome. I know with a lot of those shows, man. I've seen Prince several times, man. A lot of those shows are very, very theatrical. He involved a lot of theatrics and acting into his shows. How did you guys incorporate discussing what you guys were going to do at a certain point, with your routines involving him as well? How did that work out?
Well, again, we listen to the songs, pay attention to what he's talking about, and then try to incorporate. And theater-wise, like you said, you're trying to picture what he's talking about and said, okay, we got stuff like "Live for Love" was one of them songs we did on the road, and Tony was rapping and he's telling the story, and me and Kirk was acting out like a play, like what that meant. It was the guy with the gun and talking mess to the other.
Yeah.
So all of that. You listen to the songs, and then we're just kind of theatrically putting together what it is, like the Ride Divine. And when we did the things, we had the white mask on, and your whole thing. So it was all it was always uh, I shouldn't say not like a challenge, but at the same time, yeah, it was a challenge just listening to the music and then trying to you know come up with something that's going to fit what it is he's talking about, and then the whole dance of it,
Yeah, yeah,
incorporating all of that into the steps, and then coming across lyric wise, you want to, and that was the other thing. Pay attention to the lyrics.
right.
You know, it's
Yeah,
not just the music; it's the lyrics too. So you can listen to the lyrics, you can dance and do stuff, and then never even listen to the lyrics, and then it's like, well, that had nothing to do with what it is. You know, and we had to learn that a lot. You know, doing dance stuff is we wanted to bring across what the words were saying. You know, when you're doing dance stuff. So, and that kind of was one of our things as we did a lot of dance shows when we were doing our own dance shows. We
yeah,
did Janet Jackson. We did a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, I got some stuff, man. Ooh, I got a bunch of footage from dance days to
wow.
while we were doing stuff with him. So, and I always, when I look back on them, I'm going, man, we really did pay attention to a lot of the lyrics and you know,
Yeah,
I incorporated that stuff too. So,
yeah, you can see it in all those performances with him, you guys, the interaction, just the hand movements. You see all that stuff,
yep,
man. Totally.
yep.
Yeah,
And we always learned, one of the things we learned when we was out on the new tour was being in a big old stadium, you don't want your dance move to be right here because nobody can't see that. So
yeah,
you had to learn to be big with your steps. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So we had a big stage to cover. You know, I mean, he didn't have no little stage.
Right, right.
Like that joker was huge, man. I mean, we had to be from one end to the other sometimes. You know, that's meaning you watching him run from one side to the
Yeah,
other. We need to get in this thing. So,
yeah,
so the first tour, first two shows, first concert, yeah, we were a little timid. We're like, "Ooh, this is gonna be, it's big." I'll never forget the first tour, first new tour, dude, the show we did in Holland, Rotterdam, dude. It was
was
raining.
it a little scary?
Oh man, just to see all them people, and then it rained. On
Oh
top of that, before we got ready to start, and we
yeah,
thought,
man.
hey, it's pouring rain. This nigga didn't stop the show. And they're like, yeah, we finna go on. You're like, you know it's pouring out there, right? And he's like, we finna do this. And he went out there and he started the show, and me and Tony was coming down these ramps, and dude, I slipped.
Mm.
We were doing this little kick thing where we were kicking our leg up and then clapping our hands. We like this little crab walk down the stairs,
Oh wow.
down this ramp, and I slid on the last part of that joker, dude, and wound up on the very end of the stage, dude. Like,
Jesus. Wow.
jumped my butt up and had to get back in. Like, don't look surprised, nigga, because you almost fell off the stage. So, yeah.
Like y'all didn't see that.
Reality, boy, your butt would have fell off the stage. He'd have probably knocked Damon for falling off the stage. But that was like a reality check. It's like, okay,
Yeah,
this dude ain't gonna cancel no show. It's pouring rain out here, and he did that show regardless. You know what I
man.
mean? It's like, so reality of that was like, okay, be on top of your choreography, but make sure you watching and paying attention. You
Yeah,
know,
man.
so
Absolutely.
it was one of them things. It's like, okay, bro, I almost fell off the stage. Did anybody else see that beside him?
Right.
But yeah, it was cool though. I mean, it the choreography and listening to the lyrics and all that stuff played big in what we did with him. It's like pay
Yeah,
attention. And, he wanted to tell a story, whatever story he was talking about in that song. You want to bring that to life. You know,
yeah. That,
in
that
everything.
that's cool. Now there's a big difference, a little bit of a shift in Prince's album from 90 to 91, Graffiti Bridge to Diamonds and Pearls. You guys actually are more involved in Diamonds and Pearls. Tony M steps up to the mic. You guys are more prominent. We now have Diamond and Pearl. We now have the addition of Barbarella, a couple of new guys into the band. How'd you guys adjust to the new joint that was coming, because like I said, it's a little bit of a shift there. Graffiti Bridge was all about the message of love and peace and harmony, but then we have Diamonds and Pearls. It gets a little bit more nasty here. We got some inspirational songs. We got Thunder, Live for Love.
It got sexy.
Yeah, we back to the drawing board, and like I said, we got a whole new look, with this band. So talk about the change and the shifted direction between those two albums and going on into that album.
Yeah, well, like you said, I mean, Graffiti Bridge was more of a peace and love and like the '70s type,
Yeah,
all should get along type thing.
yeah,
Um, and Graffiti Bridge was actually supposed to be the spinoff of Purple Rain, is what they tried to make it as, but it didn't pan out that way.
yeah.
In my opinion, it didn't pan off like that. You know what I mean? Because it went through, because Purple Rain brothers they was dressed to the nine. Here comes Graffiti Bridge. We look like we some bikers out somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, y'all got biker reflectors on your jackets?
Yeah.
So, and to go from that to Diamond and Pearls was just, I mean, they had, the music was being recorded while the new tour was going on.
Okay.
A lot of stuff being put together then.
Okay.
So it was ahead of what we were already doing.
Yeah.
Which is basically what he did all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? So to go from that to Diamond and Pearl, yeah, it was a little more work being involved. The band was learning, these new songs, and flying by my face here. And so the transition from the Fruity Bridge going into the Diamond and Pearl thing was just, there was so much going on at the time. There was so much music that was being learned, and then us trying to get a handle on the choreography. Um, every time you get around, there was another song. Like, oh, okay, so we're gonna do this, okay. And before we knew it, it was like that album was like flowing, and it's like we in rehearsal, and he brought in Tommy, who was the new keyboardist.
Yeah.
And then we had Rosie.
Mm-hmm.
Rosie was there for the new tour.
Right.
And it was just, like really crazy to see him bringing in all these people.
Yeah.
Because we went from having Nico Weaver, who was playing guitar,
right,
to Levi moving to guitar, and then bringing in Sonny Thompson, who we knew from the neighborhood, and all that stuff. So, and incredible musicians in their own rights. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Bringing them in and then piecing that all together. I mean, Prince was like the chef. You know what I mean? It's like the chef in the kitchen that wants to make sure everybody's putting the right ingredients in. And to put together that album the way he did, and then having everybody that he had there, it's like it was just a Prince project.
Yeah.
Like he knew who he had around him. He knew what they were capable of, and so he would piece together everybody for the thing. So our job, choreography wise, really wasn't any harder than what it was for Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah.
We just had to hear the songs, rehearsing in another room, and a lot of times we would always tell him, put it on tape so we can go in another room and put it all together. Because when they were doing songs in rehearsal, it was like they go over this song, go over it again, go over it again. Well, we were moving on because we were like, man, I've already, I can't keep on going over this one. I need to get to the next thing. So their step to go right into the next songs, And for us, it was just like, give us a tape. We'll go to another room and put together the dance stuff, and then when we come back in here, and of course, when we did, he'd always go, all right, let's see what y'all got. It's like, man, but we don't want to stop y'all from what you're doing, so we fit in. You know what I mean? And not the way he worked. He want to see.
Yeah.
He want to see. If we gone for an hour or two, he's like, I want to see what y'all doing.
Yeah. He real involved.
But then when he see it, he go, oh, okay. All right. And then they just work on the song. But it was repetitive. He'd go over these songs with a fine tooth comb. I mean, every instrument, every single note, even the lighting. He's telling, he's got the lighting guy, and I'm going to need this here and this, it was amazing to watch this dude work, because you kind of knew he had his hands on everything, and he knows what he wants to see, he knows what he wants to hear. even down to the clothes. You know what I mean? So that transition from Graffiti Bridge went from, yeah, we look like bikers to now these brothers are sharp. Look at these clothes that we wear. Look at this and that. And
Yeah.
then the music itself spoke for itself. It's just like, it was like a sexy, you had the sexy, you had that gritty, we finna get nasty type stuff in it. You name it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, we talking all these other, like some of the music that was being played back then is like, you know, we talking Diamond and Pearl was that smooth,
Yeah.
and we, and here we are coming with and it's funny because the LA dancers are different from us.
Yeah.
They brought these LA dancers in for us to do. When we did the video, we did it in LA. And we had these girls that came from the studio that these guys was doing, and we were looking at the girls and they doing their little dance. We're going, all right, bro, so we ain't doing none of that. So we gonna be, so we had to come hard,
Yeah.
manly stuff of it, and they was doing the sexy stuff, and then we did. So when we incorporated that stuff, Prince was like, okay, because we was like, dude, these dudes, the little dancers was 4 foot, 5 foot, like his height. We like, dude, they come in. We came in for Diamond and Pearl to go do that rehearsal. He looked. Dancers was looking up like,
what the hell is this?
we like, yeah, y'all thought we was gonna be by 5 foot, but the music changed with everything that we did, man. Diamond and Pearls, Cream was another one, and then on top of all of the music and doing it, well, here we are doing videos now that we had never been in.
Yeah.
I mean, for Graffiti Bridge, they were just filming, like actual bands playing stuff. This was a whole different thing, like doing the videos, had to go in and do it, take this time, do it again, and this and that, and it's like the whole that was a learning experience, just going through. But being that we were dancing already, being that we had been doing it so much, it came easy. It wasn't like really hard for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was just getting used to doing it over again, just because they want to get a different angle, or you're doing it, or getting used to dancing with some people that we weren't dancing with these little girls from LA. Like, dude, we some big dudes. And some stuff we'd be like, bro, I can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, gonna take the girl. So Diamond and Pearl, they brought this couple in to like flip the girl in the air and spin her. I'm like, we ain't doing that.
Yeah.
No. If I throw her up in the air, she might not come back.
Yeah. So that's some next level stuff there.
Yeah, exactly. Some broken bones going on.
Right.
But it was the transition from Graffiti Bridge to Diamond and Pearl definitely was a learning thing, and it was different. The music was way different from Graffiti Bridge. Um, for me, it was just learning all these new songs and listening to the vocals, and what he was talking about, and then piecing together the dance stuff had to fit, had to really fit, because it was way different from Graffiti Bridge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was way different.
Yeah, it was a different project altogether for him because number one, the hip hop element. I know one funny thing about Graffiti Bridge is T.C. Ellis's character asking him to rap over and over in the movie, but he never really gets to rap until the end of the movie.
Right, till the end of the movie. Yeah.
But then the next album,
been around for a long time too.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. And then we have the next album where Prince. Prince really was not into hip hop. There were some songs here and there. I could think of like "Irresistible Bitch." There was kind of spoken word and different things. He tapped into rapping here and there, but never like a full fledged hip hop thing. There was like some things on the Black album, but that was pulled. But then we get to Diamonds and Pearls, and we have Tony like going full fledged into MCing. So it was a different element altogether at that time for Prince altogether, which was dope.
Yeah, big time. And I mean, in Tony, you have to commend him because to be able to rap on Prince's music is already, I mean, just to hearing it and going, okay, so what am I gonna do here?
Yeah.
I kudos to that brother for you know really putting the work in and making that fit.
Yeah, yeah. And so was he was
There was a lot of people that really didn't think it was well how he got some dude rapping on his stuff because he knew what he wanted to do.
yeah.
It's like,
I was just gonna ask, was Tony rapping before? Because I know you said you guys had a band, you danced.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah. He rapped on a couple things that we did.
okay,
Like I said, I have footage of some of the stuff we did on some of our shows, stuff where we all,
okay.
was doing vocals and singing and him rapping and stuff. So he was already doing some rap stuff. It's just that on that level with Prince was a whole different thing.
Yeah,
It was a whole different, you know, way of coming across. And like I said, kudos to that brother because I don't know too many people that could actually put together. I mean, some of these rappers say they probably could, but what you gonna talk about?
yeah,
Especially when Prince hand you a tape of some songs like he was doing.
yeah,
It's like, come on, get off. What would some of these other rappers would have put on there? I don't know.
yeah,
I mean, but Tony came up with the 23 positions in a one night stand,
yeah,
and Prince was like, "Oh shit, that's it."
yeah. That
I mean,
stuck.
like get off. I mean, come on, man. I mean, like I said, he put in the work, and he came up with good stuff for that.
Yeah,
And it all fit. It all fit.
yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. And speaking of get off, man, I want to touch upon the iconic performance with the pants. What was that night like, man? To finally, when you finally seen the get up that night, it was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, well, okay, so you got to remember the video for Get Off came out before we did the MTV Award,
Hmm.
and he had the yellow outfit on.
Yeah.
That.
Oh, that video. Yeah.
The video that we did for Get Off was like, and what is it? Caligula.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was on that. It was on that level because we had
Right.
all these people doing all these crazy things on set. We're going, oh shit, what are we, man? That shit like some of these people look like they're having sex on stage.
Yeah.
Like,
Did you guys kind of know ahead of time what was going to be the plan for that song?
not really. I didn't.
Okay.
I'm talking about for the video, the actual video.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So not really. I mean, we just knew that we were shooting it off that day. I had no clue. I mean, I knew what we were doing dance wise, but I had no clue that it was gonna be, bronze dudes standing around, look,
Yeah.
with the damn Tarzan shit on,
Yeah.
and girls walking around blowing flutes with us. It's like we didn't, you just didn't know.
Yeah.
That was his idea. So,
Hmm.
so when we're doing the video like that, no, you come in and you know what you're doing. So for dance wise, now we start seeing the stuff. It's like, oh, okay, so that's what's gonna be at. Okay, okay. You know, for me, I never knew, you know, what was gonna happen for the videos. I knew what what we were gonna wear, what the song was, and that the choreography that we were doing. This is what's gonna be happening. Now,
Yeah.
as far as what the theme was gonna be, he picked out what you wore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you just wait, you get there, and then you go up to wardrobe. This is what you guys are wearing for this. It's like, oh, okay, all right, all right. You
Yeah.
know. So the MTV Award was a whole different thing. So we were sitting there, thinking, brother got on a yellow outfit like he always, for the Get Off thing.
But you didn't know this ahead of time either, right? Yeah.
Yeah, no. I had no clue
Yeah.
what, we knew that it was going to be a lot of people on stage, because that's what the video,
Hmm.
the original video was. We said a prayer before we came out. Um, we were in the dressing room. He had on a trench coat. So didn't think nothing of it because, brother wore some out lavish stuff all the time. He always wore a coat and other stuff, long coat. We get on stage and the lights are down and, you know, he threw the coat over to the side and we're all standing in position waiting and saw the lights came up and he hit that. And I looked down, I'm like, what the on him, D, you gotta fall. I'm like, oh shit. So I fall on this dude and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, this nigga ain't got no drugs on. Look, dude, when I fell, I'm telling you, they talk about plank was invented. I invented plank.
That night,
I invented plank that night. Okay. If anybody's talking about doing this, I invented plank. No, they did. Y'all saw me on the MTV Awards. Y'all saw me planking and not squeezing.
Oh man.
I got 2 other brothers falling on me.
Classic performance, man.
Look, if you go back and look at that tape and watch my facial expression when the camera's on, and then when you show me and I'm backing up off of him, my face is like like as I'm backing up off of it, but it was a surprise. Nobody knew he was getting ready to do that.
Yeah.
They had sent somebody over to our rehearsal just to make sure he wasn't going to do nothing crazy. He pulled that off, Jack, and I was like, okay, this brother's crazy.
That performance is historic.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
How historic it was too. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. People was like, man, that brother had his butt out. So y'all know he was gonna. You think if we knew he was gonna do that, the facial expressions we had wouldn't be that?
Yeah.
I was backing up off that brother. Look, I was backing up off that brother going. I ain't look. I ain't trying to look at the man's butt, but God.
Yeah. So here we go. He came up with something else now.
It was hilarious. It was.
That's funny, man.
I got so many people ask me, did you know it? And then how'd you, what did you think when you saw it? I was like, I thought the same thing you niggas did. What did I think?
I was as surprised as you are.
Oh, he ain't got on no job. It's like, no, come on, bro. Same as y'all. I'm like, this nigga ain't got no job. I'm telling you, my facial expression told everything. It's like,
man,
brother pulling up off of it.
Yeah.
Come off that stage, he's like, yeah, we killed it. I was like, no, you killed it.
Man, that's iconic, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And the Arsenio Hall show, that was the first performance you guys did after completing the album, correct? First TV performance, right?
Well, outside of tour, yeah.
Yeah.
Outside of tour, that was like, the first time we actually did something on TV. The band we went on with Tevin during the Graffiti Bridge era.
Mm-hmm.
And then fast forward, we winded up doing that MTV Awards, and then, so, we had already been, our singer was already like hyped.
Yeah.
So I don't think he really realized that he was getting ready to do that either. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Like, man, y'all get ready for this. It's going to be fire. Yeah, after it was over, I'm like, how fire was it for you now?
You guys killed that performance, man.
No.
Yeah, and you guys I know you said he was always one step ahead, and many people that are Prince fans and so forth, they know that if he was on a tour, he was already recording and preparing an album for the next year and things like that. So you guys already are working on the Symbol album, apparently, like between 92, somewhere around there. And talk a little bit about preparation for that concert, because that's Act 1 and Act 2 on that one, right?
On Act 2, yeah.
Yeah. And that's a little different from Diamonds and Pearls.
Right. So that was more, went on this whole Egyptian thing. You want to call that Egyptian, whatever, India, whatever. That album was a little different, and I didn't quite understand, a lot of it, because it was just like, okay, so, Mike Tay, she ain't Egyptian. All right, so you're telling a story.
Yeah. It's a theme.
You know what I mean? It's like, okay, so the album itself was like any other, like going from Graffiti Bridge to Diamond and Pearl, and now into this Egyptian.
Yeah.
The music was different. It was like, wow, this is like a whole different thing from Diamond and Pearl. This ain't nothing like that.
Yeah.
But then again, the theatrical stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
We're acting out this whole scene, where he meets this girl who's from another country, and her dad's controlling, and da 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 da. So it's like, okay. So we're filming stuff in Japan and talking about this new album, and oh, this girl better not get in our way, or whatever,
Yeah.
thus meaning the, seven, all seven we were watching for.
Yeah.
I thought that was about the band. Seven people in the band against this girl that he's in love with.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I never thought about that.
Ah,
Yeah.
that was what was going through my mind when we started, when
Interesting.
to the music and what was being said and the whole acting of it.
Yeah.
If you go back and go to the beginning of all the videos and where we're walking around in Japan and we're talking about the new album and, they keep going to clips of everybody saying things, everybody's like, man, she better not get in my way, it's like, okay. But again, it was a different kind of album, you know, um, definitely creative, and the theatrical part of it was us, portraying these. Well, I think me, Tony, and Kirk kind of were the bodyguards type for him in some.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a little different.
Yeah.
Different. We were carrying on a different persona.
Yeah. Was that tour? Was that tour a little bit more strenuous than the previous tour? Do you think, in your opinion?
Not really.
No. Okay.
Not really. I mean, not for me. I mean, I think it kind of flowed, and we were just kind of we won't say comfortable because I'll never say we were comfortable because we could change shit in a heartbeat. But we were comfortable with where he was going with it. Because we knew we were just you know we were doing more acting on that tour. We did a lot of dance stuff, but we were doing a lot of acting out certain things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of acting out stuff on that one. So
yeah. Yeah, I had to ask you about this clip, man, because you posted something, and there was a little bit of a debate from somebody on social media. I kind of caught the end of it. The clip of you and Prince. You come out with the wig and so forth. So talk a little bit about that performance. What tour was that, and in what year? Do you remember? If you remember, like what exactly happened that night? What made you come out? Was it a surprise?
It's been the Diamond and Pearl tour.
Yeah, Diamonds and Pearls. Okay.
And it was in Trier, Germany.
Okay.
Germany. We did Funk Night a lot of times.
Yeah.
We did it, on the nude tour. So this particular night, we were told we were going to have Funk Night, and me, Tony, and Kirk were told that we couldn't participate because we had been beating everybody. We had been beating everybody in the band. We were always winning this money. And he's like, that night, he's like, hey, we having Funk Night. He's like, Damon, Tony, and Kirk, y'all, if y'all not going to do it individually, y'all can't be a part of it. We just kind of looked at each other, all right, we'll let somebody else, we've been kicking everybody's tail the whole tour. So we come out and we started doing the show, and we're dancing and doing the thing, and the show is going smooth. And toward the end of the show, it's Funk Night. Now it's time to kick in. He didn't call it. And Tony decided to jump off the stage and go out in the audience. And me and Kirk looked at each other like, man, that nigga trying to win the money. So Kirk, kind of went and did his thing. He climbed up this side of the speakers and was hanging off. And I was like, oh, shit, that's dope, nigga. Damn. That's dangerous shit right there.
Yeah.
And he came back and he's like, yo, he's a D. What you doing, man? I was like, I got something in mind. But he said, okay. So I had the girls bring me some stuff to the dressing room. And when we had that little break where I could run back there and change, I just went back there, slipped that skirt on, put the wig on, came back out. And when I walked out, the expression on his face was worth $1 million. Of course, I always made him laugh about shit. Even when we weren't doing stuff, he always thought I was funny.
Yeah.
I walked out, I had the whole, yeah. So I was following him, and he kept going. Man,
get off. He couldn't perform at that.
Oh my God, dude! I mean, to his credit, he laughed. I mean, he was still laughing through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Get your composure back to go ahead. I mean, dude, it was hilarious. In the moment, dude, everybody was looking at me like, man, I can't believe you did that. We actually walked out here with a wig and a skirt on. I'm like, yeah, y'all trying to win the money? I'm trying to win the money too. Yeah.
That's called competitive right there, right?
It was funny when we were walking off the stage, going up the ramp, and he sit on the side of this rail, and he had each one of us walk past him. And I walked up to him and I went, "So did I win that money, baby?" And I squeezed his leg.
Oh wow.
You good, man. You good. You good. You good.
Oh
man.
man.
We finished. He called me back to the room. We told him, Kirk, he go. He said, "Man, look here. I ain't never had nobody do that on my stage. Y'all give Damon the money." Appreciate it, bro.
Classic.
Appreciate it. And
oh, man.
Show, I had fans that were coming up, like every show after that kept going. Are you wearing a skirt tonight? No, I'm not wearing it tonight.
Right. Everybody want that to be part of the routine now.
Come on, man. Yeah.
Oh, the one-time thing.
That's a one-time thing, bro.
It was worth it too.
So it was hilarious, man. He died laughing, and I can remember fast forwarding years after I left the band and I came out there one time. He had a little dance party thing, and I happened to pop up out there, dude, and he saw me, and he had the DJ play that clip on the screen out there, and he was like, "You come over, you got this." And then I looked up and he's playing, and I go, "Oh man, crazy." Fool. I'm like, dude. I said, "You said you can get the crowd going." He said, "Man, ain't nobody ever did that on my stage." I was like, all right. I said, "But you cool with it though, right?" He said, yeah, it's all good. So I got a copy of it the night that it happened. I got a copy of it. So, I asked him for a copy for it. I was like, "I need a copy of that."
What a memory.
He was gracious enough to give me a copy of it, dude.
Wow.
So I knew when, I posted it on Facebook, and I let a couple people, come around me see it, and people were like, always ask, "Was there anything that y'all did that was fun?" Blah blah blah. I was like, "Oh yeah."
You're like, here it is.
One is, let me show you this. I can remember somebody asked me if I'd ever put it out there. And I said, "Well, maybe one day." And so this past year, I decided to put it out there, and every little Prince group that's out there was trying to post it in their group, saying that it was something they found that stuff going on.
Yeah.
So I asked somebody where they get, because they kept posting it, and they had, saying they found. So I'd go each one of the groups that were posting. I just went in and said, "Hey," I said, "So you do know that was posted on my page?"
Yeah, that's my stuff.
I'm like, "Oh, I didn't know." And I'm like, "Okay, so that's fine, but don't say it's something you found." I'm sorry, I just don't do that. It's like if I come to your page and I see something that's kind of cool, and I go, "Oh man, that's kind of cool. I want to repost that." So I'm gonna go, "Hey, Jay, man, you mind if I use that?"
Yeah.
I might tweak it a little, but I'm gonna use that.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna take something you put out there
and say I found it.
So
yeah.
I had a couple of people that came to me afterwards, and they was, and there's people that are Prince community, and they would go in and say, "Hey, that's Damon's," and da da da. And I wasn't trying to be mean about it. I'm just saying, don't lie. Don't.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that wasn't just on the web. That was on my page.
Right.
So I said, lesson learned. Watermark that joker.
Yeah.
Don't be coming off like it's yours.
Yeah.
Nah, and then some lady tried to call me a Papa Sass.
I think that's what I caught. I caught the tail end of that.
I said, that the person, and she tried to be like, she's like, "Well, if you go back, he did give you credit. You pop his ass up." And I roasted her. I was like, "You know what? Here's the deal. You don't know me, lady. So outside, I'm Prince, and I got to hold this persona. No, I'm not him." Okay? I said, at the end of the day, nigga, I grew up in the ain't rap too right.
Yeah.
Can't air out in a heartbeat. And I think some of the people that are in the band and in the music, man, they be like, "Man, you're a little harsh, man. You're gonna make people not want to." I said, "You know what? If they don't want to deal with me, that's fine. This is real.
Yeah.
No, I'm not no wannabe this or that. I'm not none of that. Y'all are musicians and y'all play music and you don't want nobody to look at you in a funny way, then you be that. But you ain't gonna come at me like that. I don't really care. I'm an entertainer. If I want to get on stage and I want to perform, I love performing like the next person. But I'm not gonna be stupid. You're a fan. You're a fan of this man's work.
Yeah.
Then be that and don't try to come down on somebody who is a part of that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's like respect. You give respect where you want respect.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna show you what disrespect look like.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I'm human.
There it is.
I've been around Prince, yes. Did I act professional when I was there with him? Yes. Did we have a good time? Did we laugh and joke? Yes. Did he know that this mama got here? Or we'll talk some shit? Yes. Ain't nothing new. He knew I was look, let's just put it that way. He knew what kind of person I was.
Yeah. And people tend to forget, and even I do too. Prince was human too. He was out of this world to us. He was of another world, but at first things first, he was a human being.
Exactly. So. Exactly. Did he get an attitude? Would he talk shit? Would he try to fight your ass if you caught crazy? Yes.
Yeah.
let's stop with all the games about it.
Yeah, for sure.
And everybody always has something to say. It's like, no, you have to understand. There's a different persona you have to carry when you're doing certain things. When you're part of a band, you want to keep this image of what you are. Okay, that's fine. I am an image because I was, and the only reason half these people know me is because of him.
Yeah.
So I give respect where that is.
Right.
I respect the fact that man gave me an opportunity.
Yeah.
I will never trash his name. I will never disrespect him in a manner that you think I would disrespect.
Yeah, absolutely.
At all. You don't think he knew who I was when he had me come in that band? When I was sitting around laughing and joking and talking shit?
Not coming down there to sign that contract immediately?
Immediately? Like
I'm working.
Did he just say he got 3 jobs? Offering him a job now.
Right.
So, it was a different thing, man. It's like, so when people, you put musicians and artists on pedestal, and that's fine. I have nothing against you wanting to put them on pedestal. I respect people. When I heard the song that you and Charlie did, brother, I'm like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mad respect.
Thank you.
But y'all still human.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're crazy with you. I can get you.
I know you just didn't do the clap. That's when it's got real when you do that.
It's real. I don't disrespect nobody, and I don't try to be a certain way about no stuff. I speak my mind, and a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people feel like it's intimidating to them or something. And I started realizing the guys that I was in the band with, it's like when we were there, when Prince passed and we were all going out on the road, everybody had this attitude toward Kurt because of these pills that had his name. And then they wanted to say all this negative stuff. You don't even know that brother. I know that brother.
Right.
Brother, my brother for lifetime. I would never let nobody try to be a certain way. You don't know him. You're accusing something you don't know. Again, we go back to Prince is human.
Yeah.
You don't know everything that man's going through.
Absolutely.
You have no clue. All you know is you love his music, think he's a genius. Women think he's fine as hell. Look at his eyes, and there's some dudes that said the same thing. I get it.
Yeah.
That brother and Prince is always going to be, I'm always going to respect him.
Yeah,
I'm always
absolutely.
going to give him the utmost because of what he gave me, the opportunity to do. You don't be a dancer and get that opportunity to be with some of the biggest things. Now, dancers for Michael could say the same thing.
Yeah.
Dancers for Beyonce could say the same thing.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Absolutely.
At the end of the day, you don't know this brother. So for somebody to say that stuff. So when we was out on the road, and I got somebody said something about Kurt, and then so when I posted a picture, because I'm supporting my people, posting, these are my guys, man. We're gonna be out here doing da 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 da, and then I get a negative comment from some chick. about, he killed man, blah, 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 blah. I said, hey.
Oh, here we go.
And I went, and I was very professional.
Yeah.
Please don't do that on my page. This is about being positive. We're trying to do something here, to honor our brother, blah, blah, blah. Well, she said some other stuff. I said, hey, you inbox me. So then the heifer came back. The next words, that's right, I called her a heifer. Then she came right back with well, you probably had something to do with his death too.
Oh. Cancel Christmas.
I snapped on that girl.
Oh.
Look, Jay, I snapped. So then I get a phone call from Morris Hayes, music director, and the manager at the time. Man, you got to take that down. Man, you got to find some way to fix that, man. These fans, they don't like that when you start doing that to these people. Da, 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 da. I said, well, did you hear what she said? Did you see the message she put on my stuff? Well, man, I get it, but but you can't say, you are nothing but a fan. I said, yes, I can, because that's what you are. And then he's like, well, man, you got to put something out there, man. You got to put it out. So I went back, took me a few, a day or so, and I thought, you know what, let me go ahead, because I don't want these brothers to not be able to play.
Yeah.
Because of something I said.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not that the promoters is going to stop it. It's that you're scared that fans won't show up for the show.
Mm-hmm.
They were already trying to be funny because we had Kirk there.
Yeah.
Which, for me, is still stupid. And I was like, okay. So I went back and did the little whole apologetic thing, professional.
Mm-hmm.
And then next thing I know, brothers want to be a little funny to it because I spoke my mind. Because I said, called her a skank, half a hoe.
And this is on your page, right?
Yeah, it's on my page.
Yeah.
And I still have the emails. I still have the post that the chick got.
Yeah.
I just said, y'all didn't have my back for that. I'm not gonna let somebody talk about somebody I grew up basically with.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know him more than anybody else.
Yeah. You gotta be your brother's keeper, man.
I'm like, I am not that kind of person. I will never disrespect that man, and I will never let nobody try to tell me, well, he had something to do with it. No, he didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't. Don't do that. Don't do that. I know for a fact that man ain't that kind of person.
Yeah, absolutely.
That man won't even kill a fly with a fly swatter.
Mm-hmm.
I will. Swat that joker with a hot beat, but he'll be move it along.
Yeah, you were just killing flies not too long ago on the screen.
Oh, God. It's just funny how people, tend to want to place people in certain ways just because they were there or whatever, and they want to, see something. And there's a few people out here still that I see post stuff and they do, different, podcasts and this stuff, and they talk about and they say stuff. And I just be like, God, man, y'all just don't let stuff go. If the police ain't found something, if this ain't said this, then y'all need to let the real detectives do their job.
Yeah.
And leave that brother alone. Seriously, that irritates me.
Yeah.
That's my brother. I don't care what you're talking about. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
What I've been through with any of them guys in that band. These are people I've been around all these years. I ain't gonna badmouth them. I'm not gonna make, I'm not gonna, no, not at all.
Yeah, I heard that.
It happened. But speak my mind if something happened between us and whatever. Yeah, I'll speak my mind. I'll say what it is that happened, and if they don't tell the truth, that's on them.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hold my tongue.
Right.
It's just me. It's just me. Maybe I scare people that way. Okay, sorry. Like I said in the beginning, you can't stand the heat, get out the kitchen.
Get out the kitchen.
It's all good though.
Yeah.
It's like, I have a respect for everybody in that business, in the music business. I have a bigger respect for the man that gave me the opportunity. And I respect all the fans.
Yeah.
I respect every fan there is, that their opinion on what they think, what they like. They're enjoying, all the music. I've enjoyed the fact that they're still honoring this brother.
Yeah.
Still honoring him in ways that, most of us, we're out here and you say, well, the fans are just using this. No, the fans are what got you getting paid, brother.
Yeah.
Without them, you wouldn't get paid. They ain't buying your live stream. They ain't buying your album. They ain't coming to your show. You ain't getting paid. At the end of the day, stop with all that. Stop with all that. You know, and for the fans, some of them need to tone some of their stuff down. Enjoy what it is that's been put out there for you to enjoy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Enjoy that. There's so much music out here, and Prince was a part of making some of these people big names. And y'all, you know, y'all run around here. You enjoy the time. You enjoy, you know, the Apollonia, the Sheila E's. You enjoy the New Power Generation.
Yeah.
You enjoy all these people that have been involved with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Clinton, Mavis, all the people that have performed with this brother, Beyonce, you name it.
Yeah.
Y'all enjoy him. Then enjoy that. And stop always trying to find something critical to say about all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Enjoy music, enjoy music.
That's it.
You know what I mean? Come to the shows, have a great time. Dance, have your fun, do whatever you want to do. Don't be critical of no other people that you don't know nothing about. Don't talk about things that you don't know nothing about.
Absolutely.
You know? That brother, we all mourn the fact that brother died, that he's not here no more. We all do. I have my days where I think about things that we talked about, and I'm not talking about just being in the band. I'm talking about times he called up out of the blue and asked me to come out there, and we sit around and we talk about religious stuff and what's going on in your life type shit.
Yeah.
You know, where it go out
brother to brother. Yeah.
Brother to brother, man. No, none of that old craziness, man. We didn't talk about when I left the band and we started reconnecting years later in 2000. Dude, the first time I went out there to talk to that brother, it was about he said, what you been up to? I'm like, living life, nigga. He said, well, what was you doing with all this time? I said, well, brother, I drove a school bus. I was working at a daycare for kids. And I was like, really? I'm like, yeah. Why didn't you get into doing something else? I said, like what? I said, because I asked you when I left the band and you were talking about getting a new band. I asked you, you said, you know, what are you going to do? I told you I was going to go bag groceries and just get a regular job. And you said, nah, I don't see you doing that. I said, you remember that? He said, yeah. He said, so you didn't try to, like, when you told me you thought I was funny and I should get into comedy. I asked you, are you going to help me? You know, some people out in Hollywood tell them that, you know, you're a funny dude. And he's like, well, I don't need to help you. He's like, yeah, I remember the story. And I said, yeah, you remember the other thing I told you? And he was sitting there looking at me like, no, I know you're going to tell me. You know what I mean? But that's how our conversation was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't about, you know, the band or, you know, did you miss this or that? It wasn't about that. We were just in conversation, bro. Just in conversation, you know? And, you know, we talked about, you know, all the things that happened from the time I left, you know, the band and people and other things. And I won't even get into some of the other things we talked about, you know, that was just personal stuff.
Yeah.
Like, wow, man, it's like I didn't know, you know, that them things were going on in his head. And I'm going, wow, that's kind of crazy, man. I was like,
yeah.
And you just never know the people that you're around.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when you hear about it, it's like, oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I had no clue. Yeah.
I had no clue that was going on, you know, and then, you know, and it is what it is, you know. Like I learned later, you know, after talking, when I talked to him then and then moving forward, him passing and being in the band, I learned some things. I went, wow.
Yeah.
And it dawned on me like, we talked about that. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, yeah, it's time for me to back away. Time for me to back away from them. You know.
Wow.
It's all good, man. Like I said, respect the people that you're around. You know,
yeah.
I have nothing but the utmost for all of them guys. You know, they're all great musicians, songwriters, creating things, producers. Everybody in that band, you know, and I'm talking about the new power generation, absolutely multi-talented people.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody. Michael Bland, Sonny Thompson, Tommy Barbarella.
Yes, sir.
Kurt Johnson, Tony Mosley, Rosie.
Yeah.
These dudes, you know, I mean, I had a chance to be on the road with Matt Fink doing the new tour. Every last one of these people, every last one of them are great producers, songwriters, musicians, great individuals.
Absolutely.
In their own right. All of them do different things. You know what I mean? I just found out recently here this year that Mike had an album out. Didn't know that. Had no clue.
You didn't know that?
I did not know she had an album out.
That's interesting. Wow.
And it's funny.
Wow.
When I found out, I asked the dude Eric, who I'm going to do this dance thing with. I asked him about it. I said, dude, did you know my dad had an album out? He said, yeah. I was like, well, of course you would. You're a historian of the Prince shit and sales stuff and all that. I was like, well, yeah, no, I'm the only motherfucker that didn't know this motherfucker had an album.
Yep, Child of the Sun.
Look, oh, what's the name of it?
Child of the Sun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
It was a while back though, but yeah, they had his album.
It was a while back, 96?
Yeah, about mid-90s, yeah.
Okay, so
yeah. What year did you leave?
94. We're going into 95.
Not going into 90. Okay.
Going into 95. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So
I had no clue.
Wow.
I had no clue. And I sit there and when I thought about that, I said, well, I was the only motherfucker that didn't get to do shit. Huh?
Well, let me make this even more interesting, because a lot of people don't know about Gold Niggas.
Well, Gold Niggas, that was supposed to be the MPG album, but
right. But a lot of people, because of what happened with the album, a lot of people don't know much about it.
Because that album actually it never came out.
Mm-hmm.
We rehearsed. That album was put together. Everybody was there doing parts. So and being honest here, I can't be nothing but honest, right?
Yeah.
So you understand that, brother?
All good.
There's no hate. There's no jealousy. None of that.
All good.
That album was done under Tony was the focus of that album.
Right.
And if you listen to all the songs, Tony's all through that.
Right.
We did some background vocals on it. Put together. And Black Motherfuckers in the House.
Right.
Other songs.
Yeah.
Some songs that Prince said, "Ooh, I can't put that on my album." But that was some raw stuff.
Yeah.
That album was done under Tony, for Tony. Well, I shouldn't say for him, but it winded up being about, his persona thing.
Yeah.
That album never made it out.
Mm-hmm.
We actually were rehearsing to do that album, opening the shows and then doing Prince's show. We were supposed to go to Indiana, if I'm remembering right here. We were supposed to go to Indiana and do some festival. It was during the summer, and I want to say on a Labor Day weekend. That's when everybody's barbecuing and what have you.
Yeah.
We at first was like, we ain't gonna get to spend time with family, because now we got to go out and do this show. Fast forward, the show, something happened with Prince wasn't satisfied with it, whatever, and we were supposed to go down there. It didn't happen, and 2 or 3 weeks go by, and everybody made plans to go hang out with their family. And toward the end of that month, it was like, oh, the show's back on. I'm like, what? Oh. And so now everybody got to tell their families, well, hey, I ain't gonna be around for the barbecue, you gotta go.
Yeah.
And we came into rehearsal one day, and everybody got this look on their face. It's like, what's going on? He's like, oh man, that show that was canceled, well, we got to do it now. So Prince comes in to the rehearsal area in the sound stage, and he's like, everybody's looking over there, and so right away we like, hey man, what happened? What's going on? And he goes, yeah, we're gonna do the show. I was like, oh man, so we're gonna do the show now? So what's that all about?
Mm-hmm.
And he calls us up to his room, so we go sit in his office and talk to him and say, yeah, man, so everybody had plans to do this and that, blah, blah, blah. And he said, oh, is that right? Y'all rather eat barbecue than to go play music? We're like, well, no, man, we're just saying, So fast forward, we didn't get to go out on a tour. Like, we had a tour coming up, and so we didn't get to go out the first time. So we're sitting there going, okay, so maybe just cut us out like that, right? So we're sitting at home. And so we get this message that Prince wants us to come out and do the Gold Nigger show. And we're like, okay, so you made us stay home. Now you want us to fly out and come do the Gold Nigger show. And so we winded up going out there. And the thing was, Tony and Kirk made the flight. I didn't on purpose.
Oh, okay.
I missed it on purpose.
Okay.
And so the lady, her name was Therese, she called and she said, Damon, you didn't make the flight? I'm like, no, I'm good. And she said, no, he's going to be mad if he don't see you. And I'm like, he won't be mad. And like, no, you got to get on a flight. We're going to book you another one and da. So I get on this flight and I get off over there and I come to the venue and I see Tony and Kirk. And we walked up and we all got this look on our face. Hey, what's up, man? What's up, man? Like that. Nigga won't have to come out here. So now we're all like in this attitude shit.
Mm-hmm.
So we get ready to do this show. And we go out and we kill this motherfucker doing.
And where was the show at?
This was Cadiz, Spain.
Okay.
Cadiz, Spain.
Okay.
And we ripped the stage. Now we ain't got none of the props that we were talking about having for Gold. None of it.
Yeah.
Except for a couple masks and the cowboy hat they had around.
Okay.
So we do this show. Kill it. Right? Now we're doing this show. I know we was, for me, I think it was that, we were just like pissed off because niggas left us at home. So the show came off like boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
killing it. Got that on tape too. I was that guy. Hey, got a copy of that? I mean,
yeah. Wow.
I was that guy.
Yeah.
Get a copy. So I don't know what y'all gonna do, but I'm getting a copy so I can evidence that we fucked this up. Finished that show, and then we did I think we did one or two more things after that, and then we came home.
Mm-hmm.
Shortly after that, we were done. I was just like, nobody, we didn't know why he got an attitude and didn't bring us out, but we didn't get to go out.
Mm-hmm. Not pretty much the end of it.
That was pretty much the end of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So fast forward, I'm, hearing this story about my thing having a laugh. I was like, I'll be damned. You mean ain't nobody to ask me that I want to sing? So, it's all good though. I was like, I first heard it, I was like, damn, I went into a depressed stage. I was like, oh shit. And nobody even talked to me about doing that. But I'm happy for it. That's great.
Yeah.
It's just kind of shocking. That's all.
Yeah, it's amazing what you find out later on in life, right?
Yeah, later on in life,
like I'll be damned.
Look, Jay was like, so you didn't know that? Look, you were shocked that I didn't know.
Yeah, I was. I actually was. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just because you come from the Purple family or alumni, it doesn't mean you know everything that's going on, right?
Exactly. Some of us that's right there don't even know.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
So it is what it is,
Yeah.
Lesson learned. I was like, whew, good heaven. So,
Yeah.
One of these days, maybe I did do a song with this guy that's local here. He's a promoter or producer. He wrote this song, wrote this music, and I did some vocals on it. And he was like, you gonna sing all that by yourself? I'm like, yeah. He said, you gonna do the background vocals? I said, yeah. And he looked at me, he said, okay, all right. And when we did it, he was like, I had no idea you sing. I was like, neither did I. And he just laughed. And it was funny because I was talking to this dude and I'm going, well, what do you want? He said, he said, I think the song is called Touch Me All Over.
Okay.
So it's a ballad type thing, And I still have it. I just I was like, so.
Yeah, how long ago did you do it?
Actually, that was probably late '99, going into 2000.
Oh wow.
And nobody really ever heard it.
You never thought about doing anything else singing wise or trying to?
Of course, I thought about it. Come on, Jay.
Well, thinking about it and doing it is.
Thought was always there, but doing it with who? Who's gonna give you the opportunity? That was my thing. Nobody was giving
I
me
see.
the
Yeah.
opportunity.
Yeah.
I know that everybody, oh man, you know all the people, you know everybody got music, just because you know them don't mean they're gonna let you do nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's that simple.
Yeah.
That simple.
Very true.
You
That's
know,
true.
I mean, I know everybody that plays music in this place.
Yeah.
But do you think anybody's trying to give me an opportunity?
And that's all it takes is just the one opportunity for people to see it. Like, oh shit, he can sing too. That's all it
Yeah,
takes.
I didn't know. Not only is he big, 6'4" and black, he can sing a little bit. Just a little bit. He's like, ooh, he sing a little bit.
See, I'm going to send you something, man. I got to hear something now, man. I'm curious.
Oh my God.
I'm curious now, man. I'm sure you got a great voice, man.
Don't get too curious, because I ain't, like I said, I ain't Howard Hewlett, or I ain't one of my people. No, I ain't even not a Prince.
Okay.
I hit a little string for you.
Hey man, we all got a lane, and we should learn to stick to that lane. You know what I'm saying?
The lane that you know how to do.
Yeah, man. No doubt.
Yeah. No, I mean, I remember being in the band. When me, Tony, and Kirk had our thing, and their sister, who was like an amazing vocalist. Her name is Kathleen Johnson.
Okay.
Girl can blow.
Mm-hmm.
You hear me? Well, actually, he had another sister named Kim. She sang too, but Kirk's family was very musical inclined.
Okay.
And Kathleen used to always say, "Oh, why come they letting Damon sing this or that?" And then the thing got silent. And I go, "There you go." I'm not writing the music, so I shouldn't be singing it.
Man. Yeah, man, we gonna have to get you on a track, man. See let you do what you do, man.
I don't open up.
Talking too much now.
I don't know.
Man, let me ask you, where were you, and what were you doing when you got the news about Prince's passing?
I was at work. Actually, I was working out, doing security for this company.
Okay.
I was at this company that I was contracted out to, a big insurance company that I was working through. And I got a phone call, and it was like, "Yeah, so you watching the news?" And I'm like, "No." And it's like, "Well, it's all over the news. You need to turn on some news." And I'm like, "I'm at work. Man, turn on some news." So I'm sitting at a computer, and I found one of the local stations, pull up a thing, and then sure enough, they were saying something was happening at Page and Park. Screen, I'm going, and I mean, it's like this stopped everything.
Yeah.
Every station in the state was playing this, and it was just constantly going. And I'm going, what the hell's going on? So they ran the stuff across, and then when they finally, said, and I'm going, dude, I was like, I'm sitting there like, I'm at work.
Yeah.
And I'm like this at the desk.
Yeah.
And so there were people that had just found out that I used to be with Prince.
Yeah.
Were coming through there, and they walk by, and they go, "Hey, are you okay? And have you seen the news?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I've seen it." And they're like, "Are you all right?" I'm like, I was like, "As good as I can be, I'm here at work." And they're like, "Yeah, I know." And then my boss came over, and he's like, "You want to take the day off?" And I'm like, "No." Take the day off for? I'm like, "Well, we heard the news." And I'm like, "Dude, if I leave here, it's gonna be on my mind. My mind is occupied working right now." Then when I did get home, it was just, I sit for a minute, and then I'm listening to the news, and they're talking all this stuff coming across, and I'm like, and the first person that came to my mind was Kirk.
Yeah.
Because Kirk had been there helping him with everything.
Yeah.
And I had just talked to him. I had just talked to Kirk like a month and a half before that. And we were talking about how busy he was, and how, he's like, seems like he was just constantly trying to do stuff, and Kirk was managing and bodyguard. And I said, "Damn," I said, "Dude," I said, "Well," I said, "Brother, I mean, He said, man, you know how he is. You know how much work he puts in. Like he said, and to be manager, he said, I didn't want to be in this position, but he, who else is he trusting? He's not trusting too many people right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, I get it, I get it. And you know, him and Kurt go back to when he got married, bro.
Yeah.
You know, Kurt was his best man at it.
Right. Right.
And so I'm going, you know, so I called Kurt and he didn't answer his phone. And then that weekend, I wound up going over to Kurt's house that Saturday. And I went over and he opened the door and I just walked up and we just kind of hugged for, I mean, it seemed like an eternity. Just like I was just telling him, like, man, I can't imagine what was going through his head.
Yeah.
You know, and he just like, he said, man, he said, I don't know what the fuck. He's like, I'm fucking confused right now. And I was like, I get it. I get it. You know, and we just sit and just, you know, just wanted him to get it off his chest, you know, you know, whatever's going on. And it's just one of those things, dude. It's like, that day stands out.
Yeah.
You know, and I just was like, fuck, man, I just, you know, and knowing that I had so many conversations with his brother, not knowing, I mean, I'd heard stories that he was having some problems with his hips and some other stories that, you know, he wanted to have surgery and Larry and him was talking into not having surgery.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. And I'm going, wow, what's all that? And then somebody said, well, you know, it's a Jehovah thing. I was like, man, God, I hate that Jehovah crap.
Yeah.
I gotta hate that shit, man.
Yeah.
But you know, that's a part of that religion. I'm going, you know, and then it just, you know, so much stuff you hear and you just don't know. But yeah, I was a little devastated.
Yeah.
You know, but I had, like I said, had conversations with him outside of that,
Yeah.
outside of all these other things, and I didn't see that coming.
Nobody did. Absolutely not.
You know, and just to know, you know, stuff that I've heard and thinking, it's like we don't know what that man may have been going through.
Yeah.
We don't know, you know, it's the well, the pills that had Kirk Nelson. That's a whole different story, and I'm not going to get into all of that shit because I know um, that if Prince says to you, do something, you either do it or your ass is gone.
Mm-hmm.
That simple.
Yeah. You're not the first one that said that.
It ain't. He's human.
Yeah.
Okay, first and foremost.
Yeah.
You know, that man had the same shit that everybody else did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just his problems were bigger than all of ours.
Right.
Like, you know, your depression is a smidgen to what his.
Yeah.
You know, what he may be going through is a smidgen of what you might be thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And we'll never know the truth unless the police really figure out some shit.
Yeah.
You know, but that man was having medical stuff that was going on with him.
Yeah.
You know, people want to call his wife out, his ex-wife out, you know, trying to call my kid out and say, oh, you shouldn't have said that in your book. I ain't read the book, but I've heard all the stories that everybody talks about.
Yeah.
Everybody like, she shouldn't have been saying he this and this and that. Well, she expensive. You tell me she ain't supposed to talk? Well, that's private. It's private.
Well, she chose to write about it. You know, that was her way of expressing herself.
Getting that off of her.
Yeah, yeah.
If you don't like it, then don't read it.
Don't read it.
If you didn't like it when you read it, then you shouldn't have. Don't go trying to say nothing to her.
Put the book down.
At the end of the day, she's still human. Mm-hmm. And maybe that's her way of grieving and getting that off of her.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so
absolutely.
while they sitting there and talking all that shit, I'm like, she was the one that, you know, had a baby with that man.
Yeah.
She went through that emotional part of it too. Y'all talk about that. Y'all mad at her, but you ain't gonna be mad at her because she was emotionally from that stuff. Come on, man. People are so petty in their thought. You know, it's like, come on, man. Mm-hmm. You know, that girl lost a baby just like he did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who to say that that's not something that he may have had on his mind, you know, through them last few years.
Right.
You don't know.
Absolutely.
Know everything about a person.
Uh-huh.
Do
Yeah.
not. You do not. I don't know everything about that brother. Just like I said, I didn't know my dad had an album.
Right.
Does she do?
Right.
Confirmation.
Well, you know now, D. You know. It's never too late to know.
You know, it's all good. Shoot. I mean,
Yeah.
it was one of them tough days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a tough day. You know,
Absolutely.
and that stuff happened, and you just be like, you know, what was really going on? Why did that happen? You know, we'll never know.
Yeah.
We'll never know.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
After his passing, was it hard or difficult for you to go reunite with MPG and do a few of those shows afterwards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was emotional.
Yeah. Yeah.
Going back and when we got the call to come together and everybody sit and you know, get ready for this, trying to do this show because we did
Yeah.
the XL Energy Center. It was like 4.5, 5 hours. So
Wow.
it was a long show, and they had all these people that were supposed to come, and then there were some people that dropped out, and then we just had the one that actually did come. Um, yeah, it was an emotional night. It was emotional going up to that. You know what I mean? It was like wow, you know. And then you replay all the memories and all the
Yeah.
times you had sitting, you know, in the studio, on the road, the jokes,
Wow. Good.
you know, just every little thing you can think of, you know, it's like little moments, what happened, stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And everybody has their own memory, something that they had happen while they were there. That you know, everybody has their way of how they got to the point of where they got were with him and the opportunities they got, everything.
Absolutely.
So to sit around everybody and meet some of the people I didn't work with them, and then you know, it was like the twins, the two girls that sing. Uh, I never had worked with them, but
Yeah.
came at the show and that, you know, um, some people I have my own opinion about. I just, you know, but it's all it is. It's like, you know, I don't know them.
Yeah.
To me, they came off air, you know, I was like, man, you know, look, I don't hold my tongue. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, everybody knows them, and they say, "Oh, they the twins. They did that." I went up to speak to them, and it was real, like you know, they was. I was like, okay. So I took a picture with the motherfuckers. You know, I took a picture with them, but
Yeah.
the way I went, you know, they could care less who the hell you were, and they to this day probably don't even know who the hell I am. So,
Wow. Yeah.
you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but it is what it is, and it was what it was. You know, we all got together, and um, you know, that came from Morris Hayes, who put
That's a
everybody
beautiful
together.
thing.
Um, he called everybody and got everybody together. He did, you know, an excellent job on getting everybody together, rehearsals, making sure everybody got, you know, what they needed to do. And yeah, it was cool, man. It was cool, you know, to pay
Yeah.
tribute to him that way and stuff, you know, and then moving forward with everything. So
It's awesome, man. So yeah, I'm glad you guys were able to get together and do that in his, you know, in his honor and his legacy. I'm sure as he would have if he was still here. You know, his mentality, the show must go on. You know, he would do 2-3 shows a day if he could. You know?
man, look,
Yeah.
look, we did when we did do shows. I mean, I think it was uh might have been the Act Two tour. Um, when we were doing shows and we did after shows. I mean, we did after shows and some of the other stuff too, Diamond Pearl and new tour stuff. But man, we would. It seemed like we would do a show and then he'd say, "What you guys doing? We're getting ready to go to a club." Like, okay, we're getting ready to go to a club, and he's like, "What are we doing at the club? Oh, we're gonna play."
We just got through playing.
Right. You know, a 2 hour and 40 minute show, and then it's like going to a club and we playing for another 2 more hours or something. And mind you, we talking a club that didn't have a real big stage. And you got the whole band and three big old dudes dancing behind. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, try that one off the side.
Yeah.
And you know, it was you would just be hyped to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, dude, let's do it. All right.
Yeah.
You know,
Did you guys ever see him sleep?
I had never seen him sleep.
It just seemed like he never slept.
I can't recall seeing this brother sleep, not even on a plane. Of course, he was in first class, but
Yeah.
you know, and then judging from what the bodyguard said, he didn't sleep then. He had a notepad
That's
to write down stuff.
That's insane.
Like, you know, I don't think there was a time I ever remember him sleeping. I can remember him calling me one night talking about we just left rehearsal, talking about what are you doing? I'm like, I'm at home. I just got home. He's like, can you come back out for a minute? Sure. What am I coming back for? And it was
Wow.
because we wanted to have you in the studio and bounce something off of your song and you listen.
You just had to be ready when that call comes.
Just had to be ready. And
Yeah.
like I said, like that's what was killing me. It's like to find out later some other people had albums. I'm going, you called me out here to just sit with you and laugh and talk? That's what you did? Other people you was letting them sing?
That's funny.
Okay. So I was just the guy you wanted to just hang out and laugh and talk with. I got it.
Oh, man.
It was all good. I mean, yeah, you know, we was busy, man. I mean, going to do after shows after you did the show and, you know, keeping it moving.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never a dull moment, Jack.
Yeah.
Never a dull moment.
Yeah. And what I love, man, about your page recently too, man, you've been sharing a lot of um, memories and pictures from the past, including your own family, but a lot of pictures on tour from the MPG days. And man, I'm a picture guy, so I love seeing the stuff like that with the old hairdos and the clothes and stuff like that.
Yeah, Mike with the big bucket of chicken.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So yeah, I love those memories.
We always taking pictures when we was out like that all the time and stuff. And so I, you know, would always snap a photo.
Yeah, yeah.
Or, you know, it's only a once in a lifetime thing, so you don't get them opportunities like that all the time.
Absolutely.
You take that time to you know, enjoy it, and then, you know, I look back on it now and I'm like, man, I'm glad I did take some of these pictures because, you know, we're just having fun and living life. And,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, I couldn't ask for anything more than that, man, to get them opportunities. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, it was definitely uh, a learning experience and an incredible, incredible experience to travel and just be around one of the greatest entertainers of all this time. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, at the time, I just, you know, never really thought of it like that. It's like, oh, yeah, you just Prince, you know, he's doing this and that.
Yeah, you're just going through the motions then. Yeah.
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 And then I remember stopping in an airport in New York. We were coming back from tour, and Mike's family band was going out. And no, I take that back. We were going out, and they were coming in. And Levi happened to know some of the guys in that band, and they talking or whatever, and talking about, you know, Mike, what he do and what Prince do, and we were sitting there, and they were talking about how generous Mike was, and we were talking about, oh, is that right? Well, damn, we ain't got no tour jacket. We ain't got this. And it was too funny. Um, we got to, I want to say it was either Sweden or Switzerland, one of them little towns, and we went saw these jackets in these windows, and we decided to get these jackets and get some shit made on them, you know, Prince, the new power generation, Prince, the new power generation. And it was funny because we wore them jokers to the rehearsal, and that dude said, "Where y'all get that at?" Like, we, you know, we got it made. Got, so I just had some jackets made. He didn't give me one. For what? And we were looking at him and thought he was playing, and then he's like, then when we left rehearsal, he told everybody not to wear them jackets back to the rehearsal. And we're like, oh, okay. So everybody took it to heart. Like, okay, they're gonna wear their jackets. Well, the DJ dude we had with us, he didn't give a shit. He's like, I'm gonna wear the jacket anyway. He wore the jacket to the rehearsal. we at the sound check, and dude walked in with that jacket. Everybody went.
Oh snap!
Prince slid into him, Jack. But dude, did you hear what they told us not to wear? Yeah. Needless to say, he got docked.
Yeah.
There was a few times that we did. I mean, you just have to be mindful of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, you be careful with them docks. You don't want to get docked.
Dock in a heartbeat. So that what you're doing? Okay. Look, and you knew it was coming too, Jack.
Yeah.
You knew it was coming. Well, who told you to wear that? They were too funny because
Yeah, it is. That's hilarious.
About that jacket, and it was like, them jackets were historical.
Yeah. I see you got Miss Rosie on your shirt too. Where'd you get this shirt from?
Actually, I got this shirt a couple years ago, and somebody gave it to me.
Okay, yeah, that's dope, man.
Where'd you get that shirt? They said, "Oh, I'll get you one." And it's got PRN on it, so it's one of the alumni.
Oh, okay.
And I said, but I gotta have that because Rosie was my girl.
Yeah.
Nothing.
The voice.
Yeah, man, that girl. Oh my God, Rosie was just a beast.
Mm-hmm.
Every time we did shows and Rosie would get ready to do her part, oh my God, dude. It was hard to try to keep dancing and just not like sitting there and gawk at her.
Yeah.
Because Rosie can lay it out. Now, everybody
Yeah.
says, who was better, Rosie or Bonnie? I'm like, Bonnie could sing her ass off too. Bonnie Porter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bonnie was fire. Yeah.
Bonnie was fire.
Yeah.
Rosie can hold her own now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I mean, I know I remember Bonnie, and yes, she can blow, but Rosie can throw down too. Okay, and unless somebody play me some footage of Bonnie, then I'll compare at that point. But at this point, I'm saying Rosie got that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a lot of footage of different concerts and stuff on YouTube now where she had the spot in the show where she would do like an Aretha Franklin cut and something like that, and she would, oh man, bring the house down.
Who, Bonnie?
No, Rosie.
Rosie.
Right? Yeah,
so yeah. I'm saying, I'm like, until somebody show me something on Bonnie.
Yeah, yeah, Rosie, yeah, definitely, yeah.
I'm going with Rosie right now.
Yeah, I don't see too many clips with Bonnie other than like the Sign of the Times concert where she had the spot there. But yeah, I don't see too many clips with her.
Yeah, I haven't either, but maybe I have to go and look at some of these people who are, true historians.
Or for finding clips. Right.
I'm like, hey, man, something so I can see.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll keep you posted if I see anything too. I'll shoot it over your way, man.
I need to be like, okay, so now let me hear.
Yeah, be on the lookout.
Somebody asked me one time, who do you think is better, Rosie or Bonnie? I was like, being that I've seen Bonnie and it was there some of the rehearsals, I never really got to hear her like blow.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to sit in full living color of Rosie.
Yeah.
And man, she did not disappoint. That girl was singing, hair stand up on your arm. Like, ooh, good Lord. And Levi brought her in, so.
Straight from the Bay.
Man, look, and Prince was like, yeah, can she sing? Well, he said, yeah, she can sing. He was a little skeptical, but then when he heard her singing, he walked past the room, he's like, it was on at that point.
Yeah.
You can't tell me you ain't gonna put her in there now.
Yeah.
You can act the role if you want to.
Mm-hmm. And she play and sing.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
Bad girl, man.
Bad
girl. Everybody that knows, Rosie was the stuff. Or as we used to say, the shit. Was the shit. So
yeah, you guys, man. That incarnation of the group, man, iconic. One of my favorite groups there, from Prince of that era. So definitely, I'm so glad that that you decided to come on and had this chat with you, kind of, you know, catch up and talk about your career with Prince, your career, dancing, how you got into it. So I'm very honored to have you on and share some of these experiences and talk with
The one to have me on. I mean, you know, I think a lot of people scared to have me on stuff. Damon, slow down.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. And you know, at any time, you know, we can talk again, man. You know, I'm looking forward to it. So definitely, I'm so proud to have you on, man.
Always open, man. Always open. You and Charlie, man. You know, he always tell me, man, I got to get you out here and come do something like.
Yeah, I know. We just had a jam earlier.
Like, man, I need that. You come out here and dance on some of the stuff we do. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody just having a dance and come do something, okay?
Yeah, we just had a backyard jam earlier in the month, man. We had a big thing. We do it every year, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, we kind of rotate musicians all day long, and we have a whole thing. Right. So yeah, I think he was trying to get you to come out.
Parliament funkadelic thing.
Exactly, exactly.
But that's I mean, but that's love.
That's love. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the thing I dug about whenever I see stuff he does and when he's talking about stuff. And then when he said he was getting ready to do that, the one song with you, I was like, and then when I heard it, I was like, oh my God, dude, for real? I heard it up in inboxing. I'm like, dude.
Thank you.
He was like, yeah. He said, man, I need to get you out of here. I'm like, okay, so here you go again. You go again, keep saying stuff at me. He's my guy, man. He's my guy.
Yeah, he admires you a whole lot, man. We both do, man. We both like huge, you know, followers of the era of Prince, and you know, myself. I can honestly say, man, I'm not one of those people that came on to Prince late. You know, I can honestly say, growing up from '78, my first album in hand was "I Want to Be Your Lover." So from that point on, I bought every album literally on the day it came out or close to the week that it came out as a child, growing up all the way up into an adult. So I can't, you know, some people came on at Purple Rain, some people came on at Diamonds and Pearls. Yeah. I can say I was buying them joints from the beginning. So my love for that brother is from the get-go.
I didn't really buy his stuff. I know I can remember him coming through North High where I went to high school at. And he had got his record deal. And he had that Dirty Mind album out. So he was wearing that outfit that he had on Dirty Mind. School.
Yeah.
And, you know, first thing I did was like, who in the hell is but kind of, you know, in the neighborhood, he was playing at some of the little festivals we had right in North Minneapolis. And so, you know, it was really funny because we were telling them jokes talking about that stuff when we was in Brazil. We were being on the bus and talking about, hey, so when's the first time you ever encountered Prince? Everybody was telling their stories. Well, I happened to be on the story of him coming through North and with him and Dez and Andre, and they had on the whole little look, and he had on the damn little Speedo underwear.
Yeah.
Red bandana around, trench coat, and shoes. And I'm going, yeah. So I'm telling that story, and then he came on the bus, and everybody got quiet, and everybody, he said, what y'all doing? Like, oh, we're just talking about the first time everybody encountered you. And he goes, okay, we started. Amen. Look, I ain't biting my tongue. I'm gonna say what I need to say.
Yeah.
Hilarious and stuff. And the first thing out of his mouth was, thank you. I was like, well, at the time, I thought you was a funny one.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people did, man, at that time. Exactly. But he definitely played. He knew it, and he played on it. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And fast forward to some of the conversations I had with him. He said, it's just it's how you put yourself out there, and it's a conversation piece. You got to create a buzz.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what he did with everything that he did in every album. He created Dirty Mind. He had that shit on you. You didn't think people wanted to see and want to know, okay, now I gotta see what this dude's doing for real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's if you think about it, it's quite genius, man. He comes out and doesn't talk to people, so nobody knows where he came from, where where he started. He just didn't talk to nobody. Let the music do what it do.
I mean, AKA American Bandstand.
Yeah. We're doing this.
How many instruments you play?
Yeah, that's iconic too.
You ain't gonna say nothing to the man?
Yeah.
Play something for us? It is.
And he came right back on.
Right on it, Jack. So yeah, it's crazy, because he always talked about, you got to create a buzz. You create, something to give people something to talk about.
Yeah.
And if you look at everything, Dirty Mind, Purple Rain, Beady Bread, Under the Cherry Moon,
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just think about it. The sign of the time. Everything was changing.
Yeah.
You never see, and he wasn't one of them people that do the same stuff.
Yeah.
You wouldn't catch him doing the same shit every time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even shows, even when you're doing shows.
Mm-hmm.
We're not doing the same exact show every night. There might be some songs in there that we're gonna do, but we're gonna change up a few things. Where people think they're gonna see this, they ain't gonna see that.
Right.
He was good for that. And everybody in that band better be prepared.
Better be ready. Better stay ready.
Stay ready, because if you ain't, you're gonna be looking over there like
getting doctor.
Got a doc for you. Look, and it ain't where you're gonna put your boat either.
Oh man.
Like, for real.
Yeah. Brother Damon, man, I've had so much fun talking and chatting with you, man, and getting to know a little bit more about your career and what you've been doing and where all the things you've been doing over the past several years and decades for the matter. And if you don't mind letting people know where you can be found on your social handles, Facebook or Instagram as well, if you'd like people to find you.
Look, so everybody know me on Facebook, Damon Dickson. You can catch me on Instagram. I want to say I'm not so trying to get all these handles together. Damon Dickson Damon _Dickson, and I believe it's 12. And then I'm on Twitter, but I don't even mess with that shit. It's X now.
It's an X now, yeah. It's changed.
Look, Elon Musk, you can have that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm on TikTok as Damon D. Yeah, so I am on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. So
cool.
You can catch me on any one of those. Just put Damon Dickson in there. I'm sure you're gonna find me. You can't miss this face.
Yeah.
I ain't got that hair, so
yeah, minus the hair, right?
Minus the hair.
Look, join the club, man. Join the club.
Let's do it. But you catch me on any of those, man. And like I said, I got a dance class I'm doing in Lexington, Kentucky.
Okay.
On October 27th.
Okay.
28th and 29th. There's people in that area where you're close to that area, you can get to it. Come on through. We're gonna have fun. I'm gonna teach you a little dance thing that I've already got done, and it's pretty easy to do. It ain't like the hunky dance, but it's gonna be pretty easy to do. So we plan on having fun. People get to come and do a Q&A with me like we're doing here, just talk about stuff.
Absolutely.
And Eric, who is he goes by DJ Nevermind because he's a DJ as well. He's going to be spinning a bunch of Prince music, probably some stuff nobody's ever heard.
Nice.
The song that he put together for me is another song I didn't even know. I never heard it, and I was like,
"Oh wow!"
Well, I had never heard the song.
Okay.
Sex Me Not.
Wow.
Have you heard of it?
No, I don't think so.
Funky as hell.
No, I don't think I've heard it.
Oh, it's funky as hell.
Okay.
I'm telling you, it's funky.
Okay. I'm gonna have to look out for that then.
Yeah. So I'm in the process of trying to make sure I get it kind of recorded or just something so people can see it. So
yeah,
it's gonna be pretty cool. It's choreographed by myself, and just trying to do something that be fun for people to learn and hopefully if it catches on, get people in the Prince community. You can probably, once you hear it and once you start doing it, you probably can do it to other songs that he has too.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason I wanted to do it. And then that's the whole reason I made it simple so it could be picked up on any, hell, we could play this on Sexy MF or whoever.
Yeah.
They'll be able to do this dance routine when a song comes on. But
nice.
Hopefully, we won't get no slack from the powers that be because of the song. Or put it out there somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it is a song. I had never heard it. He played it. I went, first he was trying to figure out what song I want to use. And I said, I'm open, man. And he said, well, I got a couple things to play for you. We played them over the phone. And, first couple things, I was like, yeah. And he played that, and I went, what is that? And he said, oh, man. He said, you ain't never heard that? I was like, no, I wouldn't be asking you what it is. And then he played it for me again. Let me listen to the whole version. I said, dude, that's the one. That's the one I want to use. And then he shortened it for me. And sent it to me, and he's like, all right, so now you got the song, so,
yeah.
Thank you put the routine together. I said, dude, I had this song done today.
Man.
Who you think you talking to?
Right.
And I got it together, so I just been, here and there going over it, just making sure I got it so I can be able to teach it and people through it and stuff. And then he was like, well, what's, are you going to have name for each dance that's in it? I was like, hey, no, it's going to be just like me, Tony, and Kirk are doing this. Like, don't do this to the side, brother.
Yeah.
This one here for 3. This press cross, nigga. Lord.
Sorry. Man, you still out there killing it, man. Still looking good and still moving like 20, 30 years ago, man. You look awesome, man.
About that, I mean, Epsom and Ben Gay is working good.
In the heating pad, huh? We couldn't tell the difference, man. If you hadn't told us about, we wouldn't know, man.
They look at my TikTok and be like, man, you still be doing it. I'm like, all right, so not every day.
Like, you don't see me when the camera's off.
Hey, look. I still, I've always loved to dance. So.
Yeah, and you can tell, man. You can tell. You totally can see it.
I mean, me and Kirk will do stuff on my TikTok. Me and him got a couple things together that we did.
Yeah.
It's funny because he messaged me one day talking about, man, we got to come up with another dance. I'm like, all right, bro.
Just recently?
You need to let me know. I mean, because he sent the last one that we did.
Yeah.
And I was like, he sent it to me, and then I learned it, and then I was like, all right, man, I'm ready for it. And I sent it back to him. He said, oh, you really did do it. Like, dude, you sent it to me.
But you presented it to me.
I thought you already knew it. So, yeah. That's how we be working it out.
Yeah, that's so awesome. I had the opportunity of meeting Kirk actually 2 or 3 times, man, out here in LA, man. Just a beautiful brother, man.
Okay, yeah, he is, man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so honored to have you, Damon, and appreciate it, your time. And I hope it's not the last time. Hopefully we'll meet in person eventually at one point.
Yeah, hopefully one day. Maybe if Charlie trying to get me to come out.
Yeah, we'll make it happen or make it work. One of these times soon. We gotta make that happen.
I'm just messing with him, man. He's gonna be like, "Oh, he just calling me out." Don't worry about it, bro. I got you.
Right. Well, man, much success on your future endeavors, man. We're looking forward to the event that you're having in October, and hope many more events that you do have coming up. I'll make sure to help you promote as well. So I appreciate you to the fullest, brother.
Yeah. I'm looking for some more of your music to come out. So.
Thank you. It's more coming, man. We'll be ready.
Check and trust me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. Another episode of Digital Soul Presents. We got the legendary, iconic dancer, choreographer, percussionist, background vocalist, all the above, Mr. Damon Dickson in the house of the legendary MPG. Just letting you know you're a man of many hats, man. We got to put that out there.
Okay.
But we thank you, man, from the bottom of our hearts, man. Thank you.
I appreciate you having me on, man.
Yeah, thank you so much, and have a good one.
All right, bro.
Okay.